To live. Let me put this into my mouthful area here after we just went through it with our special guest. They're coming to you live from the We the People Podcast Network. Welcome to this week's episode of the Politically Correcting Podcast with me, the Jose P, along with my co-host Lavelle Lewis. Austin on the ones and twos.
Oh, hello.
And we have a very special guest tonight, the Dadpreneur extraordinaire, Michael Voigt.
How's it going?
Thank you for coming on tonight. We are your weekly dose of common sense. So let's toast to our ability to share a drink with friends, have open and honest dialogue, and always strive to walk away still being friends. Salud.
L'chaim.
As the flow of the gay beer continues.
Yeah, I still had a few left in the fridge.
You gotta finish those.
Yeah. Oh, they're super gay, but
His girlfriend had a fun time last week when he got home.
Yeah, and no one can say we don't pay homage to
The legitimate qua?
the gays.
Yeah.
Let's start the podcast off right with our video of the week coming to you from this very important month in many people's lives. Let's see how important it is.
Don't stop, get it.
That's the article.
Be proud. Be proud.
Yo, look at my man Sack, like just chilling, bro. Like my man Sack is Sack is dangling.
Sack dang like a chicken wing.
His sack is right there, and kids are sitting Indian style.
I don't think you say that.
Oh
anymore.
my gosh. Oh man. Dang. Look at the pride. That's love. That's love. It's love.
The parents.
Love, acceptance.
Yeah.
You can hear actually a couple times you hear the kids go, eh.
Yo. Way to start off the show, Jose. Just going straight to the point.
Going straight into it. Well, there's a plot twist. I want to give you a little plot twist there. What if this guy is actually not legitimate qua? What if he's a straight up pedophile pretending to be legitimate qua just so he can shake his junk around children? Has no one thought of that? That we're just so accepting to the point where we're allowing potential? Because I don't care what I know they don't care what we do in our bedroom. Sometimes they ask me and I'll give them an insight into what we do. I don't care. But that's grown adults, right? I'm not going out there in a parade of children and taking my clothes off as much as women would love to pay me for and shaking my junk. Not doing it. Not doing it.
Especially like at that dude age too. That's a grown ass grandpa.
Age and fitness level.
Yeah.
That I wish I was that cocky though. Like everyone says I'm cocky. I wish I was that cocky to be able to take off my clothes and be in some dirty whitey tighties in the middle of the street like that.
Super nasty. Have we forgot about the show the pedophile show on NBC? They used to just like bait
to catch a predator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have we forgotten about that show? Like
Chris Hansen. He was the best.
That guy fits the profile.
There's actually I was gonna bring that up later.
He fits the profile, bro.
Because did you guys end up going to the movie last night?
No.
Okay. I heard it sucked.
Yeah.
Edna was not having it. Jaden was like, I can just stream it live. I don't need to freaking go to the movies and do it. He was like, it sounded like it sucked too. But this movie, there is a movie. I'll send it to you, right? You got the link?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's go right into this. They're not forgetting. There's some people here are not forgetting about it. And this podcast will never forget about it. And we'll always fight for this. This movie's coming out 4th of July. Go ahead and play that beautiful bean footage.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's going to pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
Some confusion.
How long have you been doing this? 12 years now. How many pedophiles you got? 288. How many kids you found?
Timoteo, por rescatar niños, ¿verdad? ¿Puedes ayudarme a encontrar a mi hermana?
Te lo prometo.
For Homeland Security, we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into a room right now, seeing an empty bed. What we do?
You quit your job and you go and rescue those kids.
Hell yeah.
So at this moment, she could be a block down the road, or she could be in Moscow, Bangkok, LA. She's a major operator.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. Not the army, not the police, not us.
What if this was your daughter?
There's no Marine unit coming.
You're on your own. This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
When God tells you what to do, you cannot hesitate.
Sound of Freedom.
Minus the the soundtrack being like the most dramatic music you could
It was the entire time. That was like 2.5 minutes of very
so over the top. I mean, obviously not to kind of, minimize the importance of the film. We've been talking about this a lot on the show, right? Human trafficking kids and all that.
Been brought up quite a few times.
A lot. And I appreciate the July 4th rollout date for that, because it kind of makes sense. And you can go back to, all right, when we did get our freedom, right, from Great Britain. Great Britain perfected slavery like back in, I don't know, 1500s, 1600s. Like, they've been good at slavery for quite some time.
I think the Chinese were pretty good too.
Oh, they were good. They were good. Chinese were good. The Arabs were good. Persians were good.
Romans were pretty good.
They were all really good with slavery. I don't know. Does anybody here think slavery actually ever like stopped?
No. It just, they're doing it online. Did you see the Rochester firefighter?
Yeah.
Got that article? The Rochester firefighter. Did you hear about this? This is where we should be allowed to just kill people, to be honest. Like, there's certain levels of depravity, and this is just too far.
You see how close that is?
You saw that he was using the work internet. Like, he didn't care. He didn't care one bit. Asking for videos from little kids. He was pretending to be a little kid.
I can only imagine, right? Like, again, coming from a father's perspective.
I say you have what, two young kids?
2 girls. Yeah.
2 girls. Jeez, dude. How do you feel about what's going on in society today and the nonsense that we're seeing pretty much every day, even here locally?
Well, it's funny you started with that other video. That was the article that was sent to me.
The legitimate quality?
Yeah. That I sent it out to a whole bunch of people, and they think it's because they want to. It's vile. I mean, what parent thinks that's okay to take your children to watch something like that? It's just not acceptable. I don't know. I hate to be so serious, but you said we should be able to kill. I mean, that guy should be shot. That firefighter should be, I mean,
for real.
And the parents should be locked up.
Yes. Just imagine if it's your child that he's watching, though.
Imagine your babysitter if you had a babysitter that was taking care of your kids and they just happen to say, "Oh, we're gonna go to a parade. Is that okay?" Yeah, sure.
Yeah, or a drag queen
story hour.
Yeah,
because they want to.
Yeah,
it's and that's why we'll get to that.
And they would attack you for not being inclusive.
Something's wrong with me. I read an article, biology teacher explaining biology at a college, a professor, and they fired him. It was a headline like yesterday or the day before. I forget where. It's just backwards. It's ass backwards.
Are you terrified of, because your 2 girls are not young enough for public school yet?
Not yet.
What are your plans?
Well, during COVID, I was more than prepared to homeschool them. Thankfully, they weren't in school yet, so I didn't have to deal with it. But I refused to mask them.
Fantastic.
And now, with everything going down, it's just I'm afraid that when I'm not with them, or they're in somebody else's care,
right?
What is happening? Even if you know, it's like people that sell out a little bit because, well, it's not that bad.
Yep.
I got to pay my bills and they're having us do this. It's not that bad, but what's the repercussion?
Yeah.
They're not forcing you.
Right.
No.
And my kids are suffering and they don't even know it. And I'm not there to manage it or know what's happening. So, I mean, I'm willing to do it and prepared to do it. It's just a conversation we have to kind of figure out as we get to that point. If we don't fight or fix it now, that small minority is going to take over. And can you imagine in 50 years what's going to happen?
I feel like it kind of already has, like to this point.
Yo, you know what? We talk a lot, like on two different parallels of what's going on within our community, within just Monroe County itself, right? You have the urban, right? The urban Rochester City School District. You have the suburban, school districts around. Each suburb from Brighton to Rondequoit, right? They all have their own way of educating our youth. However, within all of these districts, there are some severe challenges for every single parent, all on the same level. Like the fight that each school district has, and then just looking at some of the surrounding school districts that are openly accepting that type of behavior. Like they're trying to, push it through the libraries. Like you just said, you have 2 young daughters. Like I would not want to put them, like you just pretty much throwing them into the wilderness and praying to God. Sorry, Austin. That
Our resident Satanist.
Right.
That's it. Yep.
Praying to God that your child is protected while they're away from your ability to protect them. As a father, as a real father, as a man, that fear alone, it's like I totally understand the importance of the mom and the woman, right? Like we can equally share the same, level of fear for our child. Like we do that. No one is higher than the other. As to a father though, and when your daughter is in jeopardy and you cannot protect her, and again, within the son, because it goes both ways. This problem that we have, like the closeness between what we see within an old white dude shaking his meat in front of a group of young girls, you know what I mean? Like that's one step away from some nasty, creepy dude that's doing just that in front of your daughter. She's going to think it's okay, but he's not going to stop. He's going to continue to go forward and she's going to think that shit's okay.
My question is, do they really think it's normal or acceptable, or are they just trying to see how far they can go?
How far they can go.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, does anybody with half a brain and the ability to critically think that that's acceptable? And then it's like, well, wait a minute, maybe they're just trying to see how far they can push the envelope.
Because we're too busy with life. We're too busy, working, have an actual job because,
right.
We're not all living off of government subsidies or living in our parents' basements.
Right.
I mean, that's what they have, is the ability to be able to do these crazy things while we're not watching because we're too busy actually being productive in society.
Right.
Now, that's not all the, crazy lefties, but how they got all the time during BLM riots to be out in the middle of the street all day, every day for freaking weeks on end.
Right.
I couldn't do that.
Right.
I'd love to go camping for weeks on end and not have to work ever.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Right.
I'd love it.
Who's the politician that just got caught? And he was connected to the Bidens. He was messing with young kids. He was like, there have been so many individuals caught within that side. I mean, again, I'm pretty sure there are some Republicans out there that have a problem.
Well, they're always going to go to the priest, right? That's always, people like Austin's direct conflict with it is always, well, look at the priests, how many times a day diddle little kids? Yes, we know. Satan.
I've never made that point.
I don't think he ever made that point.
I've never made that point.
I'm gonna attribute anything on the left to Austin.
Oh, okay. All right. This is fine.
But they are equally, attached to that too.
They're equally yoked.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Turn my down a little bit more. I mean, thank you. the craziness is people say they want change, right? You always hear that, and now was just election season here locally, and every politician says they're going to change something. Vote for me. I'm going to change something. Rochester is obviously not ready for any change because they voted everybody in that were already in, except for one person, I think. Everybody.
Yeah.
And if they're new, like for my district, you know, it was two people running, and the person that is far more left won. So that's what blew me away. I'm like, did I misread everything? How did that happen? That I did not expect that. And I messaged her last night. I said, congratulations. That was a good win, you know? And I also gave her everything on a golden platter in my district because everything's already done. But we see what's happening. We see nothing's changing. We see voters aren't changing. We see that even Liz Cheney, you got that picture for Liz Cheney. What does she say about people who are getting elected here? What does it say there? What does that say?
We're electing idiots.
Thank you.
She's spot on with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with Liz Cheney ever.
Mind
you, Liz Cheney's a Republican. I don't agree with her ever.
Well, wait. Let's stop right there, because the Republican Party is the reason why everything is the way it is right now. They like Liz Cheney is all part of the establishment.
She is establishment.
You know what I mean?
That's why I don't agree with her. That's why I always say it. That has nothing to do with
she like
Republican or Democrat.
Don't even try and say anything because you started the shit. You know what I mean? Like your husband and those cronies and all of them, like you started it. So let's stop that game. But it's the Republican Party fault.
It shows how ignorant the base is a little bit too. Everybody, all the Republicans rallied around her, and
they didn't learn their lesson. No. Obviously, it's like they are equal to who they try and criticize, right? Like the staunch liberal, the Democrat who will vote blue no matter what, right?
No matter who.
No matter who. There's so many on the Republican side that is just the same. The Mike Pences of the world. That group, if you follow Mike Pence, and I hate to say it, and I don't know what,
but he rides a motorcycle.
Oh, I mean, he's a man's man, right?
Yeah.
That guy. But even like, and I like some of the things Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida. I just think he should stay in Florida and not get into on this stage. I think he's getting exposed a little bit, and no matter
he didn't
what,
need to.
He didn't know. I don't think he needed to. But no matter what they say, that damn Donald Trump, he still has that ability to rally the base.
The je ne sais quoi. He's got what you can't teach.
But not rally the base. I'm not saying rally. I'm talking about rally support outside of their base. I mean,
motivate.
Yeah, he's gonna pull independents. He's gonna pull the defected Democrats, not the the airheads, the ones who's fighting each other, the ones who's I said, pensing it. Donald Trump is the man right now. He's the man.
I agree.
You see, Chris Christie, he started kind of talking shit about Donald Trump, and the crowd started booing. Yeah. It was a faith leadership conference of some sort, and people started booing.
This is where Trump wins, and this is why he's getting attacked every single time by the left. This is the only play they have. Donald Trump has the ability to talk to black voters better than any politician within the last 100 or so years. Like, hands down. And then you look at the results, the African-American Platinum Plan that he rolled out, that so many other black, I don't know, you look at podcasts and just certain individual black conservative thinkers have made points of that plan, and how within just comparing to what Obama and Trump, there's no comparison.
Yeah, but those black lives don't matter.
No, they don't.
They
They don't matter in the conservative party either, because within just the abortion fight, they don't even have they have no response as to how to, attack that, that problem.
Well, the ones that do have a response are not given any kind of credibility. Just like, RFK right now, Kennedy, who's running for Democrat position. Yeah. The dude took his shirt off, man. That won a bunch of people over right there.
Mm-hmm.
Did some workout for the ladies.
I mean, he comes from a family that literally is, I don't know, they invented politics. Like they don't get it twisted. The Kennedy family has a nice little history of corruption also. So,
yeah, every family any political family has a history of corruption.
Oh, that makes sense. That's why, again, with DeSantis, he
share it with the world.
Right.
I'll send it to you. DeSantis campaign backed by Moderna lobbyists with ties to the CCP.
Oh,
if it's true.
Wait, who posted it, or who? What media outlet?
It is the.
Is that crazy?
Post millennial.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm leery of DeSantis taking blows at Trump so soon when Trump helped him so much. If it isn't true,
he has no choice but to. But what he is doing, even if you have him as VP at this point with that connection, but not to kind of say Trump is free from, he's a businessman. I'm pretty sure he read the tea leaves and definitely invested in. I'm sure he has money in Pfizer and all these other companies. Yeah. We just be stupid to not,
or his wife
think
does.
That. Right. But what I will say is, however way he played the politics, right, within just everything happened from the lockdowns and even with the vaccinations, where he was championing the vaccines.
He still did. He still did against Candace.
Now, within what he does after this point, with all the information that comes up, any smart business person will know that, all right, the results is definitely not what we presented as far as we pitched within the sale. Like, let's be honest. Like, you told me this bourbon was going to taste like bourbon, but it actually was
vodka,
motor oil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So within that's Trump's only kink in his armor.
Well, we had touched on the fitness aspect of the gentleman in his underwear. Obviously, Michael, you're into fitness. We can see you're busting through your shirt, man. Your muscles all over the place. Good for you.
Thanks.
That's fantastic. That's what we need in this country is more people who are into fitness, because that's one of the reasons why people were dying of COVID. They were fat, lazy, overweight.
Yeah.
We're championing the bigger society.
Bigger is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fat is beautiful.
The Lizzo stuff.
Yeah, no, we can end that. We can end that real quick. But you see that the country, they just approved lab grown meat.
I saw that.
Lab grown meat.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, again, just from knowing you and the nutrition factor of it, how do you find certain, new things that you think will work for your body, and like where do you start and where do you send someone to try and get themselves to like the best they can be
without spending $50 per gram of beef?
Yeah,
because that's the hard part for me,
man. So
yeah, that beef is. Whew.
I'm all about optimizing health and just a lot of research, finding out. I don't know, I've been working out for almost 20 years now. So it's always been just a slow burn of what else can I do? I'm learning about this cold shock therapy with your, the cold.
You can get yourself one of those tubs.
Yeah. Well, I go in Ontario Lake every week.
There you go.
But what is the key? What the shock therapy though? What?
Oh, so
I'm not getting, listen, bro.
For me, it's mental. Like
getting cold for no reason. Listen,
don't lie. It was the water thing for Lavelle. He doesn't like getting in water.
No, I'm good with the water. I'm fine with that.
That was a racist trope.
That's actually funny that you bring that up. We were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah. How black people don't have access to pools. That's why we can't swim. We don't like to swim.
They use it as a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
And they can advocate that way. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Do you know any that have actually told you that?
Bro, I don't know what happens in other folks' cities, but
that's where all the public pools are in the city.
In the city. We've been swimming forever in Rochester.
We have 2 free lakes.
Yo, we can go
No,
to.
I'm sorry, it's one big lake, but 2 free beaches.
Our recreation centers from Genesee Valley Park to Flint Street to Avenue D. Which other one has a pool? Adams Street. We've got, those are 4 facilities right there that has a pool, big pools where kids would come and swim for free. And it's, you know, it's a poor argument to try and speak for, oh, they don't have a pool in their backyard, so that means they're poor and they don't know how to swim.
Yeah, and they're afraid of the water.
Can you believe we don't have a jacuzzi?
Oh my gosh. Listen, the arguments that they use, it's like convincing people that they are really just like inferior. That's racist. Like, that's the definition of being racist to my face and disguising it, though.
The soft bigotry of low expectations.
Yeah, it exists because you talk about it.
Yeah.
And you say it exists.
Talk about psychological warfare. Like, that is dominating someone right at like their first defense is their mind. Having the ability to kind of.
That's what the cold shock is supposed to, one of the benefits of it. Because I'll randomly put on the cold shower because the hardest thing in the world to do is, you know, to go against what your brain says, that lizard brain that says, no, if you do that, you'll die.
Fight or flight.
Yeah.
And your liver has unlimited amounts of cold shock protein and heat shock protein. So it dumps them and it sends maximum amount of oxygen to all your cells.
That's your liver?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably need to work on my liver, man. I need some liver strength.
So it's all about sending oxygen to slow down the aging process, send oxygen to all your cells. So whatever you can do, like methylated supplements, cold shock or heat shock, protein.
Inhaling hydrogen peroxide?
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that?
No.
I've seen it on TikTok.
It must be legit.
It's gotta be legit.
So that's why you ever see that guy who like he's big on like taking a lot of breaths. He like
Wim Hof.
This dude he's an animal. I just see him like in the middle of, I don't know, Alaska,
Antarctica,
with just a cloth drawers on, Indian style, breathing like crazy. Like, I can't. Nah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a summer baby.
You can't do it?
No, I can't do it.
So you just be jumping in the lake in the winter as well?
We started.
Who's we?
One of the trainers at the gym.
Okay. Is he a crazy white guy too?
He is.
Okay.
That's
that white people shit.
That's that white dude shit.
I think February or March. We started. Today was the first week I didn't go. The water's kind of warm now.
I was gonna say it
was smoky out again.
Yeah.
So
you saw that they had the air advisory again.
Yeah.
Canada hasn't fixed their freaking fire yet.
That's on purpose, man. That's Chinese.
Yo, man, fuck that country. Burn it down.
Yo, I'm done with that. We done with Canada, yo. Y'all sold it. You sold it. Used to be tough.
When was Canada tough?
Hockey.
Super Troopers?
Hockey, bro. Hockey in the Mounties.
The Mounties.
Yo, I was like, I would not want to get in trouble in Canada.
He was a good wrestler too.
He was. That's why.
That was why.
That's why, yo. I was scared of him.
So we got the lab grown meat. We just talked about the mentality part of it. There's an article that came out. They're seeing if liberal ideologies is making us legitimately sick as a society. Like, are we getting sicker because of liberal ideology?
Republicans are pro-life, so I think so. They're pro-abortion. They have eugenics. They support eugenics. I mean,
wait, eugenics makes you sicker? That's not.
I don't think
that is a step.
Yo, eugenics is tied to an overall plan to depopulate the earth. If you can,
that's the bad kind of eugenics.
Well, I mean,
bad kind of eugenics.
What's his name? Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, boy.
Oh, my button's not working.
Austin.
Austin.
I don't know. It should be working. Hold on.
They're saying that a German study concluded there is accumulating evidence that adolescent girls are at particular risk of prolonged symptoms of long COVID.
Oh, God.
Adolescent girls. Women are almost twice as likely as men to report having it, while transgender people are significantly more likely to do so than all other groups.
How do they even get? How do they get into the study like their own little lane?
It sounds good. It's a protected class.
It makes no sense.
Very protected.
What did they do, bro? What did they do?
Trans and can you imagine if it was like a Jewish guy that was a trans? Oh, protected status on fire there.
transgender protected class, but then you start using examples like transabled or some of the other ones. Those don't fit at all, and they will fight you on that. It's like, I don't get it.
I think you're trying to use common sense in a nonsensical situation.
Use common sense in 2023.
Yeah, don't do that. You're gonna hurt your brain. You're gonna end up getting sicker because
you're a bigot if you do that.
Yeah, you're a bigot and a racist. And a racist. How dare you go swimming in a lake that's cold? Racist.
How dare you?
Math is racist.
How dare you think to like you as a black guy, you know how to swim. You didn't have access to any pools, man. You're just a poor black guy. Sick, man.
Well, Elon Musk is coming to our safety here. He's becoming our savior for us strong, freaking heterosexual men here. He has labeled cis and cisgender as
I saw that.
It's considered slurs. Hate speech on Twitter.
I mean,
do you feel better now? Do you feel better now that Elon Musk has come to our rescue?
As long as he doesn't lose the fight against Mark Zuckerberg, I'm fine.
Can you imagine that fight? You're gonna get it, right? Like I'm gonna get it. I think we should have it.
Just gotta see it. Yeah,
we'll probably just host a night here.
We gotta do it, man.
Like they're gonna fight like box.
You don't know they're fighting.
They're getting into the octagon.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, like UFC is putting it on.
No, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon.
I thought it was a joke too. I thought it was like MTV.
Dana White
with
said
the
they're
freaking
serious.
No,
that sounds like an SNL bit.
No, they're
doing
dead serious.
They're doing it for charity.
Yes, they're dead and they're gonna fight.
But I hope that it's like a real like dirty fight. Like I
hope
want
so
them
too.
to like gouge and like
Mark
really just go at.
I heard Tom from MySpace is going to jump in the ring at some point.
Listen.
Oh, who's that from the side with the chair?
Listen, I keep my eye on those disgusting elitists. Mark Zuckerberg be in that gym doing jujitsu.
Yeah,
and he was just in the tournament not too long ago. Now,
what tournament?
He was in an actual jujitsu tournament.
Would you let him win?
Oh fuck no.
Not to get like a minute with him, be like, hey dude, I'm gonna let you win, but hook me up with
because he's the dork. Like, no, he's the one dork, right? That'll probably be totally against participation trophies now. Back in the day, he was with it all day. You know what I mean?
I think we should bring back the word dork.
Dork. Oh, he's a fucking dork. But I seen Elon Musk on Twitter getting somebody spraying him in the back of his noggin with a water hose.
Or he'll ask for an outdoor fight and he'll use his freaking space alien shit to laser down on top of.
I hope that's his play. I hope he has like a Terminator.
It's gonna be the most awkward fight. It's gonna be the most awkward fight.
Gay. They're so gay.
But you're gonna watch it, so it's not that gay.
Watch it though,
right?
Just to see it, because like I said, if Elon Musk loses, like that's going to really make the people he's out there trying to speak for, right? Like I can see if he was like Andrew Tate, and then he calls out Mark Zuckerberg, that would be like, all right, Andrew Tate's the bully. Here it looks like Elon Musk is being the bully, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to speak up for the people who think critically like me.
Well, he's speaking up for all African Americans.
Oh no, he's not. No, he's not.
Isn't he African American?
I guess. I mean, he's South African.
Yes,
you have to give him that.
He is. He's more African American than you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's 100%. The person you should use that term on. Like he is African American.
Yes, you can say that fully. Yeah. And within just that argument,
he wins immediately.
He definitely wins that. But I just hope he doesn't lose.
Who would you want to fight? And pick any person in politics.
That's a good question.
Ooh, in politics?
Yeah, in politics, besides me.
George Soros.
Ooh. You just gonna beat the old
guy?
Damn. Why George though? Why George?
The puppet master behind the.
Yeah, but you wouldn't stop at just beating him up. Would you kill him?
Probably.
Okay, good.
If I had a chance.
That's the only appropriate answer. That's the only appropriate answer I'll accept. You got to go all the way with it.
No, but here's one thing with George, right? He comes from.
Oh, you're on first name basis?
Yeah.
You guys are cool. You guys are buddies. You guys swim together.
Let's call him George. Fuck, George. Whatever.
It's probably Jorge.
Within just his manipulation with all that, he is in that that financial world that he understands the importance of stocks and bonds, and he's got money in every single part of an economy, all the way up to
Especially
the part,
politics.
all the way up, yes, especially politics, where he's controlling governments. He owns.
There's no governments with him.
Yeah, he owns states.
Yeah.
And actual countries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, I don't know if we have these conversations enough about that world, though. We talk about the stuff that they present to us on, on a media level, but we all know the manipulators behind every stock market crash that have come back. When we go back and look at the history, right, especially going back to the Great Depression, we like, oh shit, oh, that's how it went down. Those dirty motherfuckers, those nasty Rothschilds. You know what I mean?
They're not in history books.
Oh no,
Rothschilds?
Oh, yes, they are.
They're not in history books.
They were. Yes,
they were.
No, yeah, they were.
Right.
But within just their name, their names was in the paper. I don't think that's
so they're not being canceled. Their names were associated with slavery and all that. They're not.
Oh, because people don't know that though.
Okay.
They're being led a different way. But if we, like I said, just us, again, from you in the finance world, and then just from you being in the finance world, and Austin being in the entire world of just knowing, right?
Right.
Anytime we talk about, it's crazy. Anytime we talk about these people, it always turns into a conspiracy. Their names is always around a conspiracy. At what point do we start saying, yo, they actually did the shit?
I was gonna say, you want to get into it? I know Mike's been waiting for this one the entire night. You ready for this?
Sure.
All right. Since you brought up finance, I know you're into finance. I could talk about finance all day.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy theory of this week is you saw or you heard about how the U.S. government, when they were analyzing their budgets for how much they've given to the Ukraine government for war supplies, for weapons that they don't want for us, but they want for them.
Deplete our military.
Right.
Yeah.
The budget somehow was over by 6.2 billion or under by 6.2 billion, right? And then out of nowhere, we had the JP Morgan, we had BlackRock states that they are going to be working with the Ukraine government for rebuilding their country. And then out of nowhere, on top of that, the Wagner Group decides as an entity that they can take on the entire Russian military, right? And march their happy asses on to Moscow, right? But then that ended pretty abruptly. That didn't go very far. They only made it between, I think 170 miles away from Moscow. And they said, oh, we're good now. We don't need to do this anymore. Do you believe the conspiracy theory that a U.S. government and potentially another Middle Eastern country offered this group of nefarious individuals a dollar amount? Let's just throw out a number, $6.2 billion, to take on Putin and to turn around and go after Putin, the Wagner Group, to go after Putin. But they were still in cahoots because the Wagner Group, the head of the Wagner Group, and Putin were like in war together. They're buddies. They've known each other for decades. So Putin probably knew about it, if you believe this conspiracy theory, that they were offered money. They did their whole, dog and pony show. Putin's laughing his way to the bank because he just got $6.2 billion richer, him and his buddies. And it was never going to happen. Never going to happen. What do you think about that conspiracy theory? Is it plausible, possible, or even any possible way you can believe that?
Definitely.
Definitely. What do you think?
You know my answer on that one. My answer is the same.
I want to hear Austin then. Since I
mean?
think we're all in agreement there. Austin, what do you think?
I think there'd have to be some, evidence before I
knew Austin was gonna dig deeper.
Yeah, well, that's
Austin
what I do.
Evidence.
Austin needs more.
Yeah,
Austin, like when Bill Clinton said I had no sexual relations with that woman. I mean,
I believe him.
I mean,
I believe him.
no, I needed more evidence. And then the dress came out.
That's true.
Monica Lewinsky, she left the Democrat Party. Democrats left a bad taste in her mouth.
Did she? She's a Republican now? No, that was just a joke.
Oh, I was
That
about
was a
to
joke.
say.
Left a bad taste in her mouth.
Oh no, I got that part.
Oh, you
That's
got that
what
part,
she
but not
did.
the. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought she
It was
did.
a joke. Oh, yeah. So,
How dare you?
you know, with my this is my take on conspiracies in general.
Well, no. Stick to the story. New York
Yeah.
Times came out with an article, right? Pull up the article.
Okay, what am I pulling up?
You pull up the New York Times. It says Russian general knew.
Oh, the one that you sent.
Yep,
Okay.
the one that I sent. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes
Russian general
sometimes we pull up
knew-
articles, that you don't send.
Mercenary chiefs rebellion plans. U.S. officials say. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of Wagner, who are they are mercenaries for hire, may have believed he had support in Russia's military. These two guys are friends.
Yeah.
Psyop.
That the whole once I heard that they were longtime friends, that just kind of like turned me off the whole thing. And anyways, anything that comes within just like
Not just
the
longtime
media,
friends. He's fucking Putin.
Yeah.
You're gonna announce that you're marching your way to Moscow and you're gonna take on Putin. You're gonna announce that a week before you go down the street.
You're not gonna understand your homeboy moving differently. Like 2 weeks ago,
you die. You die easily. Like no one questions it.
that like I said, within just we don't talk about the stuff that happens before the press sends it out. The information that they give the press is literally the bullshit that we already know. Like they're not breaking anything new to us, right? And just when you can easily think critically, like, all right, that shit don't make no sense, right? It don't make no sense. 6 point, and it happens so every single time where something goes missing within our Pentagon. It's always, I don't know what the fuck happened. The accountant took the week off, and all of a
it's
sudden,
not that bad.
the emails didn't get sent. Like
no cameras.
Mike, within just your knowledge of finance and how money moves, and going from the, I mean, we're losing so much credibility with our own dollar. You know what I mean? We're getting robbed.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. It's not like we're just saying that we're losing credibility here. It's obviously a fact at this point.
Like what would you recommend the individual within just these, economic times where it's so unstable? We don't know where the banks could probably shut down tomorrow. Right? Like,
I don't think it's the end of it. What do you think? You think it's the end of the bank's fallout?
I think we're very, 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 very close. Unfortunately, though, Alan Greenspan, you know who he is.
I've heard of him.
Invented high frequency trading, and basically it's just a click of a mouse. So you can keep the system on life support for as long as you want, unfortunately. And all it's going to do is keep making it harder and harder and require more and more money, because the Federal Reserve it's just a printing operation. There's nothing reserve about it. So, but I think we're closer than we've ever been.
To the brink of
collapse.
Disaster?
Yeah, which we need. And I think it's going to be a hard lesson for.
When you say we
the people.
Okay.
The Americans, we don't have a free market at all. There's a derivative market that runs parallel to every real market. And it's 5 or 6 people that trade back and forth. And I mean, the commodities market, 600 million ounces of silver are mined every year. And they'll sell in one day over 1 billion. Just a click of a mouse. Or they'll hedge the commodities, and they should make a lot of money, and they show a loss. So as a commodity comes in, they hedge it. When it goes out, they should close the hedge, and they don't close the hedge. And it's not to make money. It's to suppress the price. Or you buy stocks. You can buy and sell whatever you want, whenever you want. They go into an equity pool, and nobody's actually buying them.
Right.
Or the rehypothecation of assets, to the tune of like 900 times per one transaction. It's kick the can down the road and kick the can down the road. And Ukraine needs money, or there's, biolabs there that are being protected, or whatever. And they just,
he's hitting the button.
They just print
He keeps looking at Austin because it sounds like Austin. He's like, Austin.
So I think we're very close. And I think more and more people are waking up to the fact that we have a problem. Like, people will talk about cash is king as like a deliberate, they want the people to think that. I think there's a time period where it will be king, in the short term. So if you have cash, but the rate that they print it just, I mean, it basically becomes, I mean, look at some of the other countries that are talking about the new centralized currency and so forth. I think you're going to reach a point where people are going to have to make a decision. Like, do we want to continue this corruption with a new digital centralized system, or wait a minute, do we actually want freedom? Do we actually want
people don't want freedom anymore?
to dictate? It's like
I think we
Klaus
saw
Schwab said, you will own nothing, and you'll be
happy.
That's ridiculous. Yeah,
they don't want freedom anymore. People don't want freedom. They want to live within 15 minutes of everything.
Yeah, those smart cities.
Those smart cities. Those living cities, which I forgot to send that to you. Oh my God.
Striker 1B just said, why did my 401 shit the bed? I mean,
you want to answer that for him?
Yeah.
Without knowing anything about it? Ukraine.
Yeah. So everything is tied to the retirement. You'll hear like Janet Yellen, or you'll hear former Speaker Pelosi say, we can't let it implode, or we have to increase the debt ceiling, because it's tied to everyone's retirement. If perhaps beyond, unfortunately, you get a statement that shows you how much you have in your 401k, but there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes that actually dictates what happens to your 401k. So if everybody went to collect on their 401k,
there would do that.
There would not be, there's barely enough to cover. Like, you would own like one chair in your house if everybody went to make good on everything, or they went to collect on their Home Depot stock, or they went to, take their distribution, and the powers that be, I'll call them, they say, well, it's connected to everyone's retirement, or we can't implode Social Security because it's everyone's retirement. But perhaps that's what we need.
We need to implode our social programs. I think people are so tired. They're so scared of saying that.
Yeah.
And me even saying that, I can automatically not be able to run for president right there.
Yeah.
But the fact is, we don't have the money.
Right.
By any stretch of the imagination, we don't have Social Security money. We don't have Medicare money. We don't have anything for unemployment, even though we gave them extra unemployment during COVID. We don't have anything for the child tax credit, even though we gave back their money, during COVID. It's like we are constantly giving money, and now we're going to come out with which we just came out in the city of Rochester, the guaranteed basic income, an extra $500 for 351 families out there. And now you hear politicians saying, well, there's no way the city can keep going with that. It was just on WXSI yesterday. They can't keep going with that. We don't have the money, but the federal government can print money whenever they want. They can take this on.
Well, and you notice municipalities never have any interruption, right? They can always meet budgets. They can always increase pay. They can always, you're in the public sector. And by the way, 1/3 of all Americans work for the public. Like, they can always, they don't ever suffer. It's like, we can, sure.
They will. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
We can come up with that money. Yeah, no problem.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen, because they gave out ARPA money, right? At this point, I don't even remember what it stands for. ARPA money was given to the county and to the city. I think at this point we have like 160 million. I think we had it to begin with. We've already depleted a bunch of it. We have to spend it all before 2024, or at least have it, dedicated something.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, we have created too many liabilities in the city. So instead of spending money on things like solely on things like fixing our roads, fixing our bridges, fixing our water, lead pipes, things that we just will never see this money ever again. So let's just fix the things that we need to fix now. And then hopefully at that point, we can then live life nicely, right? But at this point, we've put it towards anti-violence initiatives. We've put it towards new programs. We put it towards GBI, the guaranteed basic income. We put it to all these new programs that what's going to happen in 2 years when that ARPA money is gone.
Because they lied that that's not what it was for.
Right.
That money,
the American Rescue Act. That's what
that money was meant to put us into where we can be this 15-minute socialist smart city. We're going to be the first one, I think.
Well, and also when they have like an initiative to repair roads or the lead pipes or whatever, they don't just, we talk about this in the neighborhood, they don't just address the issues at hand, find the capital for that and execute that. They put all these other things in, and an anti-violence initiative, and basic income or something else. There's
pork.
Like 10,
they put some pork in there.
Right. It's like 10 other things, when the real issue is this. And if we just fix that, we'll actually thrive.
Well, not only just that, because now we have to fix something with our water up at Cobb's Hill, right? We have that open waterway that they're like, well, if something were to happen and someone from, let's say, whatever, the Kremlin were to come here and put something in our water, it could destroy us. Something happened somewhere where there was some amoebas in the water, let's just say. So we have to put in a water additive into our water here in Rochester in order to combat something that doesn't pertain to us, because it wasn't something that was an additive from like a terrorist act. It was another state or another part of the state that they had water sitting around, and there was some plants that were able to get into that, and the plants were excreting these things for the fish, and then the fish were reproducing something, and then these animals are coming in and eating it, and they turn into this whole big old ordeal. Rochester's never had it. We will never have it. But we have to put in this additive into the water in order to combat it. So when I asked, okay, gotcha, this has nothing really to do with us. We're forced to spend it. We have to do it. What's the long-term effect of it? Because we're putting it into our water. So what's going to happen to our kids in 10 years when they're ingesting whatever it is that we're putting into our water at this point? No answer. No answer, but they're forced to spend the money to do it.
Well, look who's running the fucking city, bro. Look. Okay,
I think a lot of people in municipalities don't even know, and it's the bureaucratic
right
protocol.
Right.
And there's a protocol for the protocol.
You fall in line,
and they follow it. And if there's an
know.
issue,
Exactly.
and nobody really knows, but it's a protocol to follow, and that's what they're getting paid for.
Because they're not willing to question anything. Because if they start questioning something, they're going to say, "Oh, Joe Morelli's not going to give us any more money because we questioned this." Oh, you know the.
And they're
oh, you know, governor's not gonna give us any money because we question why would she put a freaking casino in our downtown area? No, question things. Say, what the hell were you thinking? Why would you do that?
Because
why are you forcing
for the
us?
people? They're not. Bro.
It's a go along to get along mentality of politics that really irks me. That really
this is how they get paid, though. This is how they. But
we're not getting paid. We're getting less per capita than Buffalo and Syracuse.
You're not the one that's sitting up there trying to get a paycheck from just some old ancillary reason just for showing up. This is how they get paid. They are career politicians, so they only work for like, okay, they're getting paid for their time, but their time is, where do I gotta be? How do I be myself? How do I just take pictures of everybody and then just toe the line?
You know, you congratulated whoever won. It's like it's always the same thing. They're always the same people always winning.
Yeah,
it's because
people
people keep voting the same way because it's worked for them. And the people that get elected, they're not actually trying to do anything. They're trying to earn their paycheck
and get reelected.
So it's about winning. And it's to your point about the Republicans as well. A lot of them, they don't even know how they got there, or they've been there so long. So they raised a cool $2 million to win. Where's that money go?
Or they had a stroke,
and they're talking
about
a
week before they got in, and
gun violence. And they raised $2 million.
You got a lot of fake ass Republicans,
right? But where'd that money go? So they raise money, or they get these big salaries to do what? To continue to win and just push paper around. And I don't think they know.
Let me tell you the type of Republicans you don't want to be, like, as far as like being a black Republican, because that's about to be a thing now.
I'm a Democrat, so I don't want to be a Republican.
Oh, you should, man. For real. It's like it's wide open over there in that party.
Can you guys start winning something anywhere?
Well, you know what?
Anywhere?
I think it could. I as a registered independent,
pick somewhere.
You got to register differently.
Yeah, I think that's
primaries.
Got to pick a side.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with the Republican side. Only
in a city owned and governed by Democrats.
Because that needs to change. Because I'm looking at the competition on the Democratic side, though, they're weak. Every single last.
But you could do what the Democrats are doing in the national runnings.
Oh,
they're picking the weakest Republicans by voting, saying they're Republican. They're voting in a primary for the weakest Republicans, or the most controversial, or the most, far extreme.
Yeah.
Picking them to run, and then putting their regular ass Democrat to lay in the basement and not do a damn thing for a year, campaigning like they did in Arizona, and still win governor.
I would love to have LaRon on the show to ask him why he feels as though he lost.
Didn't he just sell out?
Did he?
For what? What do you mean?
Didn't he go to Washington? Who am I thinking of? Singletary, you're talking
about? Yeah. By
police chief before?
Weren't you telling me about something?
He was cozying up with what's his name? Pence. Anybody that take a picture with Pence,
God,
anybody, anybody
that's the
taking a
thing.
picture with Pence.
I know, I'm not
like,
taking pictures with certain people, and if I take a picture with them, you see a stern ass face, and I'm always smiling.
I'm not smiling with a picture with Pence. That's I was like, yo,
no. If you see me
that's
in a picture
real dangerous,
and I'm not smiling, guess what happened? I didn't want to be in that picture. They caught me.
For what's going on locally here. Locally, he is a very important piece to the black.
He got his ass
population
handed.
I don't know.
It wasn't even close.
I don't know what he thinks as far as the reason why.
I know the reason. I'll answer.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not answering for him.
Okay.
I'm answering as someone who is inside of politics, who knows how to run a campaign and win with less money, less people, and no one knows who the hell you are. Number one, if you're running as a Republican, don't talk to Republicans because they're going to vote for you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk to them at all.
That's what Trump does a good job of.
Yeah.
The opposite. Yeah.
Don't talk to them at all.
That's a good
Go
point.
only talk to Democrats. The ones who may lean,
people are on the fence.
Yeah. And you can quickly figure that out. As soon as they answer the door, hey, my name is blah, 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 I'm running for politics. Are you a Democrat? No, I'm not. Then no. There's some door. Then you don't need to talk to that person. There's many times when I was going door to door, I've had many doors slammed in my face. It's part of the freaking gig, right? And one guy, I could tell he was like, are you a Democrat? I'm like, I am registered just like a Democrat, just like you are. And he goes, slam door. I'm like, wait. I'm like, give me a second. I'm like, I don't vote the party. I vote the person. And I'm asking you to do the same thing with me. And he's like, tell me more. That's it. Talk to everybody on an individual basis where you tear this freaking veil of politicalness out of the equation and just say, I am a person. I'm a father. I'm a man. I'm a Latino. I'm a Rochesterian. I'm trying to make a living in the city and raise my kids to be able to bring up this next generation of Rochesterians in a way that is even better than what we have it right now. And all I want is freaking safety on our streets, for him to have a good education when he goes to school and to have a good job when he gets out because he was well educated. And I guarantee that's what most people want. That's it.
What do you call it? Ideological politics. They just vote the party line.
Yeah.
And, Republicans pro-life, Democrats pro-choice. And it's just like everything just falls in line.
That's a huge problem.
It's,
what do they call that?
Continue on with it.
Yeah,
It'll come to me when I'm not thinking.
We have neighbors and they've done it for their whole life and they continue to vote the same way. Even it's like, what are you holding on to? Does he still meet or fit what
Thanks,
you
Jennifer.
believe or what you want? No, he doesn't. But that's what I've always done. And it's like, you critically think, who do you want? It does register as something so you can vote.
Right.
But it's okay if you're a registered Democrat to vote for a Republican or vice versa. But the two-party system in the I don't know what you call it, but you identify
Partisan politics, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that. But also like they just vote party lines, and like you said, you don't have to talk to the Republicans if you're a Republican because they're so proud, and you don't have to do that. But it's like, no, but we need change, and you're just voting. And you don't really know what's going on. And I think that's the other thing too, like 50 years ago or even longer, everybody knew what was going on. Now everyone lives in this little bubble.
We have more information at our fingertips and yet less freaking.
And they think somehow it's noble to say, I don't talk politics. They think that's noble. 50 years ago, everyone did. Everyone knew what was going on in their local community.
I'm willing to bet, right? Because I like to kind of go back and see kind of where this started. I think it more so it started on the right with kind of starting off with Bill Clinton, right? And that whole staunch Republicans, they wanted Bill Clinton out of office so bad, right? They were so like they were lulling them to sleep with that right there.
Yep.
Then when they finally got their guy in office, which was George Bush, they gave us 9/11. And everything Republican that happened, no matter what, the Republican Party literally just stuck together no matter what. They didn't care what idiocy came out of that side.
Because it was a greater than story at that point. Once you had it was about America and it was about freedom and it was against freaking terrorism.
Yep,
then nothing else matters.
Nothing mattered.
And when you have an ideology that surpasses all of that, it works. And Jennifer talks about it right there. I gotta bring up what she said before.
Yeah.
Go up a little bit. She said, that's what I did to you, Jose. Jennifer was another person that I talked to. She said, I wouldn't sign, and you told me to watch your podcast, and I did. And then I came out when you passed by again and signed it for you. You asked me what changed my mind. I said, what you said about the...
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing.
But it's true. 9/11 was a good example on
Jennifer.
the other side, because my uncle, he was a staunch Republican, and he went, we're at war, we're, anti-terrorism, all this stuff. And then he started to critically think, it's like the Bushes are arguably the worst ones.
The worst ones.
So it's like, but
they're just calling crossbones.
People put you in a corner because, you align a certain way, but they don't, and they just put you there.
Yeah.
But then it's like, no, Bushes are just as bad.
Just as bad. I think it really did. I think we brought up in that last podcast. It was like, it really started then about the whole blocking people out from even being able to speak. Like you weren't allowed to speak up against anything because you were then considered a conspiracy theorist. You can't say that we were in war for no reason, or to say that 9/11 was an inside job, or to say that maybe the third freaking building fell for no reason.
Bro, they're triggering the biggest. They are triggering the most.
Hold on.
Allegedly.
Right.
Yes.
They are triggering the most intimate parts of human beings' psyche, right? These emotional things that makes us who we are. Like, to be a patriot, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And if you watching something, and this kind of is a tribute to the Republican Party, because I just from these arguments, they are the most critically thinking, consciously aware party right now.
I was gonna say maybe right now. Maybe right now.
And the only reason is because I guarantee there's a huge portion of those critically thinkers that were former Obama supporters, because just think, after Bush came Obama, right? And so Obama gave everybody that feel good, hope, change, hope. You know what I mean? He was the guy. He knows Jay-Z, Beyonce. He could do no wrong.
Right.
He's going after the banks, right? And so now,
even though he had JP Morgan in his freaking cabinet.
And, Gary Gensler was his secretary of finance, or
they had the whole same swamp.
JP Morgan.
This play is so criminal, and you really got to think like, if you were this diabolical, you would, and you can control an entire population of people.
But it was the Democrats saying that when it was Bush.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They were part of the op, because we come to find out Obama is related to the Bush family, right?
Hold on.
But it's for him to be the next president. So it sets us up to what the argument that we have today. We have American patriots versus you have the race issue. Now they threw in the LGBTQs. They threw everybody else in once they started the op when Obama became president. Everything went to race once Obama became president.
Yeah. What do you find? Now that I'm learning a little bit more, like where you are, which is cool. But growing up, like my parents,
we don't know each other. This is Lavelle's neighbor.
Yeah.
Lavelle's like, we gotta have him on. He's gonna say something like, oh yeah, let's have him on.
It's my mom's neighbor.
Yeah.
But I met Mike first from looking. I was out, walking around looking at houses, and his house where my mom is now was foreclosed on. Right? It was vacant, and I asked him about the house. Little did I know that I was gonna be, once the house came on the market, told moms to buy it. Ever since then, like, Mike and I, we've been, talking ever since. So when he was, telling him to come on the show, like, bro, come on the show. We're just
talk that talk.
Yeah.
Talk that talk.
We talk about this stuff.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stop, because we never had a conversation.
But the thing about it is, just learning his personality, it kind of contradicts the bullshit that they throw at society, to where, all right, they pit black versus white. You know what I mean? They try and find that conflict within everybody, every race, no matter what.
Us in Austin.
And
yeah.
Right. So
I'm not even allowed to have a camera.
Yeah.
He's the man. He's the most oppressed within this whole show.
He's the most oppressed.
How is that?
He has control over all of it.
Right. Yeah. He's been called a devil worshiper more than anybody has ever been called a devil worshiper. But anyway, just to kind of experience, all of these things that have happened within the Black Lives Matter riots, and just Trump being in office all the way just up until now, we've experienced every single one of these, and we've had conversations, and there was never any like conflict or anything. We like, yo, these people are just off their rocker. But I think that's what they don't want. They don't want. They don't want that.
They don't want this right here.
And that's the thing that's interesting that I always say that I try to preface everything is we don't have to agree on everything, but we got to be able to have the discussion. So I would compliment people that are like just out there. And I know like it's going to be a tough battle, but as long as they'll have the conversation, that's I feel is more important. But I forgot. Oh, earlier. So you're a Democrat. Growing up, the Democratic Party was like the working class party. And now you just said the Republicans are just, they critically think, and you lean that way a little bit. Like you have, it seems like you're critically thinking. You're a registered Democrat, but you're about the person, which I think has become more of the sentiment of people are, aware of what is going on, which is interesting to me because now it seems like the Republican Party is the working class, and then the radicals, this woke BS is the Democrat, and a lot of people are hanging on to it, and they don't realize what they're hanging on to, and they're not stepping back and say, well, wait a minute, do I really agree with this? Or the duality that gets implanted, and all of a sudden they've been attaching themselves to that ideology forever, and all of a sudden an issue that matters to them, they flip, and it's
opens their eyes,
and they're like, holy crap, I've been kind of blinded to this because I thought they had my back, and they used to.
Oh, my mom lost her job during COVID because she didn't want to get, though.
Exactly. Yes.
I want to know how many people have caught up on their jab. How many are actually caught up right now?
I know, right?
On their follow-ups.
How's it working for y'all?
How many are fully boosted?
I saw a thing today that said the side effects, the no side effects of not getting the jab are great, or I don't know, something funny along those lines, like not getting it, man. The side effects are they're great. I don't have any side effects of not getting it.
I'm not concerned.
But can you see though that like just even getting all the way up to the jab, bro, the evildoers, going back to Bush, the evildoers, you know what I'm saying? The people who found a way to look at the globe and say, yo, we got so much information, we got so much data, we have so much access to a cell phone device.
That's what they have.
Right. We can send so much propaganda to anybody we want to just off of, whatever you are on, and you just click a bullshit survey. And all of a sudden they got you. They know like, oh, let me manipulate this motherfucker. Let me send them nothing but, white people, hanging black people memes. All like, where are you going to go? If you don't have the ability to kind of really think for yourself,
when you're surrounded by that at all times, and that's the thing. When I was in military intel, when I was in the military, Army intel. That's one I got to keep. That's why I'm like, I'm keeping side eye on you in that military shit. Man. You should.
That intel shit.
Should.
Like
I've been playing you the whole time.
Every TikTok link, I'll be like, I don't know, man. Let me get my VPN out here, bro. Let me.
I'm in Spain.
Let me change this shit right now.
Let me get that DuckDuckGo going. But the thing is, all of the news sources get their news from one source. That's why the Associated Press is always like the number one thing. They all get it from the Associated Press. So when I was in military intel, we had to look at what the news was saying, look at what intel was saying, and then look at what counter intel was saying. We looked at all three different levels. What they were saying, what the people were saying, nah, they ain't doing that, and what the news was saying. And we put it together, and we had to, it was me. I had to analyze between all three and say, all right, what am I missing here? And then look at the conversations that were being had by the enemy, look at the movements that are being done, and saying, all right, what are they going to do next? Where's the puck going to go next? So when it comes to all of the city legislation that we've passed, and I've kind of every single time voiced my opinion on over the past few years, I know what's coming down the line here, and I don't want to be part of it at that level, because I can clearly say, yeah, that wasn't me at this point, because I voted no on a lot of things. I voted no on the budget. I voted no on a school budget. I said, this is ridiculous. You need to just disband the entire city school district and start all over. But not just that. Again, we bring it back to ARPA dollars. We're spending so much more money than we should be. We're putting things in place that we're going to have to pay for years to come, because if you do not re-up that budget for that violence prevention program, even though we're funding 13 of them, if you don't re-up that every year, guess who's going to voice their opinions? The far freaking radicals
Jose.
again, and you know they're going to terrorize the city.
I need you to give me some comfort here. Okay,
I'm going to give you comfort.
Just help me. Just help me in my.
I need a little bit of comfort too here.
In my outlook for. Oh yeah, there you go. You were drinking. Good.
Go ahead.
Within what you know, what you foresee for the future, and you
locally or nationally?
Locally.
Okay.
Locally. We got to start there first.
Let's do that.
And then we can definitely go to the state.
All right. Okay.
Damn. Locally, who within your current city council member group that you work with right now, within the mayor's office and his administration, I'm not even going to go to the county. I'm just sticking within the city. Okay. Who do you think possess the same ability, critically thinking abilities? Not even, I mean, again, I already know you probably say nobody can fuck with me. Like, yo, I'm
very true.
I mean, you better be thinking that. But who do you think shares enough experience and knowledge that you have faith in their ability to at least do something 50% of what you do?
It's an employee inside. It's multiple employees inside of City Hall. Multiple employees have discussed various things with me on various topics, whether it came down to the COVID vaccine or whether it came down to the fact that we're paying for, cross-dressers, transsexuals, whatever they may be, to dance their junk all in front of kids' faces on city property, and we're paying for it and tax dollars. Multiple different levels. Employees have came to me and said, like they say it in brushing by, in the elevator, in messages, in direct messages, on Facebook, on various different things. But there's probably, I would say, 4 employees inside of City Hall that are very consistent with, we need help. We need help, and we're looking to you for help. And I'm like, I don't know what else can help, because with the way the city mayor is structured, there is no help. You're literally answering to the governor. You have to suck up to the governor unless you divest of your power and give it to city council.
And they're worried about losing the funding.
Then they're worried about losing the funding to Buffalo or Syracuse.
So
that's the problem, is that they're always worried about funding because our state assembly members are not fighting for shit.
It's like the school board or school, they're worried about funding per kid, and they can't quite pass the budget.
$35,000 per child we're spending in the city of Rochester.
And they'll tell you charter schools are bad or school choice is bad.
Even though they have better education rates
better
or
results and everything, but they'll lose their funding. So they have to beat that drum. And then they have the union reps, and it's like, yeah, but that perhaps is where we need to go.
You know where their answer is always?
We centralize the school system, we centralize the bank, and then we can control it, and then we can say, well, we'll lose our funding.
You know what they're going to do? I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. At some point, this is probably what's going to happen. If they go down this far left Marxist ideology, the only answer will have to be disbanding RCSD, but not just disbanding it, but including it as a Monroe County school system.
Bro, do you think they know what Marxists mean, though?
No. No, 3 of them do. 3 of them do. They know very well.
Oh, so they know exactly what their
because
their goal is.
When I bring up certain things, they're like, they shut up real quick. It's like, you know what you're doing. Don't play dumb.
So you're like, yo, you know we the Communist Party, bro.
They literally said it the other day. They're like, vote for this. We're voting for socialism today. And it was like the RG&E study.
Ooh.
That.
Yeah.
Now you see what they're doing. They're handing out free nests, the little thermostat.
Yeah. They've been doing that.
Yeah, I'm ready to get rid of mine. I've had mine for a number of years, and they keep fucking with my temperature.
I'm not doing that.
And I'm like, I don't want this anymore. You can't stop it.
You
can't stop it.
You are giving RG&E access to your.
I've called RG&E.
Someone posted about it.
Like, yo.
And some people lit it up. They're like,
the smart meter?
It says just call your provider and tell them to stop with the summer program, whatever.
As soon as you let it in your house,
it won't stop.
I keep telling people,
yo, Big Brother.
So if anyone has any of those manual ones, I'm gonna have to go to the what's that? The rehab, the one on place on Westridge Road. They have all the old stuff.
Oh yeah. You're talking
Restore Rochester or something like that. I don't know what it's called.
Well, listen.
Sorry.
For
Westridge
every
Road.
person that supports this public utility thing, you're literally supporting RG&E. RG&E wants you to get behind this fight.
Explain.
Because they want everyone to literally be distracted on what it is that they want you to do. Obviously, they want you to get the smart meter, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing they want you to do.
Happening.
No, they don't want you to do it. They're forcing you to do it, or they're going to charge you $13 for the first year and probably $25.
This is worse than getting the jab, like simply because no matter where you go, where you live, you are literally providing RG&E with full access to how you heat your home, light your home.
But if it's publicly owned,
if it's publicly owned, it's going to be even worse because you won't even have the capacity to keep it running properly. You need employees to make the system run. People don't know what it takes to make sure your lights and gas are running properly, from even just breaking down how to handle the emergency situation. The amount of training is going to take to hire employees that's willing to
they said they're going to keep the same employees.
It's impossible because the amount of money that they pay, you're going to have to give them a pay cut. We're already broke.
No, they're going to be union, so they get paid more. And it would not affect the taxpayer at all.
There's not going to be paid more. There's going to be the people that are able to stay, they're going to get paid more, but people are going to lose their jobs. They will find a way to cut jobs. The government is not interested in making sure you feed your family.
I feel like you're fear-mongering at this point.
Oh, I'm not. I'm being straight up and honest. First of all, being an employee for the work for the city of Rochester, I was one of them. I was getting paid less than what they were getting paid at Wendy's. I remember. I remember because I went.
That fit for no reason.
Yeah.
You pressed the wrong one.
No, I didn't. That was the appropriate one.
I remember because I was going to grab me a quick bite to eat for lunch, and I noticed we're hiring. Yeah. $12.96.
This was when?
Oh, this was before COVID, so 18 maybe.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's funny. I'm only getting paid $12.50, and I'm driving around in all of the traps late at night, making sure
I know what that means.
No one's right. Making sure nobody's breaking into the rec center so that your kid can go to a functioning facility for free where they have access to a gym, a weight room. Oh, it is free.
No, you pay for it.
Well, taxpayers pay for it.
Yeah.
But within just that, it is still a great resource that child can go to and literally get fed.
Better resources than Ironquois has.
Better resources. The model of the recreation center was created way back in the late 1900s, and it's literally still going on today. Even going back to the history of the YMCA, people, you have to realize the resources that you have that are really designed to help you and your family. You can use the rec centers for everything. Even it's free daycare. And y'all still have something to fucking complain about. You still have something to bitch about. Do you know how many of your kids that I've watched for summers on end to make sure that little badass is not coming on the water park with spray guns and food he's not supposed to be bringing on the fucking spray park? Do you know how hard that is on an 8-hour day in the sun and your badass kid is cutting up? But again, within these rec centers, there are people that actually give a fuck about your kids, that will watch out for your kids and make sure your kids are safe and enjoying the pool, the spray park, the free lunch, the free breakfast.
We cut them.
Oh, you did?
They're not working there no more.
Oh, that's bad.
But the lifeguards got paid. They're not getting paid $20 an hour.
Oh no, the lifeguards are.
I fully expect Austin to be going for that position.
I make more than $20 an hour.
Yeah, but you don't sit in the sun all day long at Charlotte Beach.
No, I work on rooftops. Man.
Yeah, that's way worse. Way worse.
Yeah, whatever they're cutting out of the rec centers, it's terrible because if you're funding the police accountability board, that's a fucking waste. Put your monies back into those rec centers. Number one, start paying your employees.
We are
more.
We're doing it,
and then also hiring more.
We're doing it.
Right?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Are we
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah, we're turning like part-timers into full-timers.
Oh,
The socialists push for it.
God, I can't.
I work with them.
I can't.
Back to the energy. RG&E.
Yes, back to RG&E. Do you support that? If you support that,
Why does
the public health,
why
the
does
public whatever.
Why does it cost so much?
It's
RG&E?
the market. It's
Like
the market.
everyday RG&E?
I don't think. I think
Inflation.
there's an abundance of energy,
It's because
they squeeze us.
no,
and
just
they-
invest in solar and you'll be fine.
That's
Did you see what
bullshit, too.
Sweden's doing right now?
Who is Sweden?
Sweden.
What are they doing now?
They just abandoned their 100% renewable energy
Oh, weird.
initiatives
No way.
because
way.
it's not sustainable.
Oh, weird.
Oddly enough.
Crazy.
And what happens is, you probably know, is the elites, they don't participate. They're still going to use fossil fuels. You see those summits they go to,
The same guys that taking private planes.
and there's 50 planes parked
Yeah.
on the runway.
But God forbid you have a
They're-
pizzeria in New York City.
Right, and you got to transfer it all over to exactly get rid of your coal.
Yep.
Wood fired.
Get them electric fired pizzas going.
Right. So suppress the people.
Mhm.
And they've been doing that with energy. There's an abundance, but Sweden, they're investing more into nuclear. They're going to put more plants up. And I think the American people are going to reach a point where it's like, again, same thing with the financial. It's like, this doesn't work. Look at Texas. A quarter of their grid
Yeah.
is windmills.
Yep.
And it's just not sustainable.
So
Biden lied to you, FYI. I literally was trying to help a
they've been
oil
lying
rig.
forever.
I was trying to help an oil rig get funding, $5 million, in order to revamp their start pulling freaking oil out of the ground.
Bro.
And they're like, well, we can't do anything because Biden stopped us from doing it. We're like, what are you talking about? Biden says that he's adding more. They're like, no, he's not.
Do you know no
In
one
certain areas?
Everyone that has the wind energy thing that's been around for a long time.
Yeah, plentiful of wind.
That was around back in like 2005 or shit like that. Like people were using wind energy and also being able to buy that within at RG&E. None of those motherfuckers saw a cheaper bill.
No,
none of them.
No, they tell you it's going to probably be a little bit more expensive.
Yep. Well, because the reason why
you're investing in
private corporations that are their job is to, we're using our windmills to get us being able to get it for you.
We're not killing birds.
It costs us to bring it to you, and RG&E has to kind of have a cut in a to be able to get that wind power to deliver to direct customers who are buying into this program. To supply it. You're only paying into the program, into it's kind of like you're paying into the Cancer Society to just find new ways to kill cancer, but you're not gaining any electricity from the actual
it's more
wind
like
power.
everything is going electric when you go to fast food places, and it still asks you if you want to leave a tip.
Yeah, within solar power.
No employees.
Within solar
What am
power.
I tipping for? Yeah.
It's just common sense. Think about it. Okay, so
Tip the
let's
owner.
say they RG&E gives customers the ability to buy solar power, wind power, etc. You have that option. But think about it. How are they going to harness electricity from one corporation and everyone share the same electrical lines, but your electricity that you're getting is coming directly from these solar panels and wind? No, you're not. You're just paying into.
Laval, the questions you're asking are way too hard. Okay,
but I'm just giving you the
They're way
insight.
too hard.
I'm giving you the
People don't know
insight,
this.
but that's what they need to know.
What are we gonna do about it?
Talk to your state.
Is
It's your
RG&E
state.
going to provide information saying, "Hey, you are going to pay more for this"?
They do, but
Right,
people
and
just
people
don't.
still accept it.
They're
Right?
caught up in the politics of it.
No, the issue is that they automatically set you up with it and saying, if you don't want this, you have to write in.
And why is there a monopoly on energy?
It's an
Wait.
oligopoly.
Okay. But
Well, it's a
different
monopoly.
word.
It's a monopoly on who delivers it to you. It's not monopoly on the open market of the
Okay.
supply.
Okay.
It's all the people who deliver it to you. They are the ones who are the monopoly on that part. Who's servicing the power and the gas? Who's taking care of, the gas problems, the gas emergencies, electric problems, electric emergencies. RG&E is in charge of all of that, the servicing of your electricity. But the actual supply, that's within the open market. So they say.
Well, that's what I mean. I think there's an abundance, and they just gouge you.
Oh, of
and
course.
They force you to have it.
Hell yeah.
And
it's
think
the free market.
I think there's an abundance, and it shouldn't be as expensive as it is.
Look,
No.
you could live without house.
All the other thing that gets me is they want everyone to transfer over their furnace.
Okay.
Oh,
it's like who's going to pay for that?
Yeah.
I asked that. They said that they're going to be putting grant money into helping people with renovations. I said, what about renovations in case their gas heater goes bad? Helping them with the gas heater. They're like, well, we don't quite know the answer to that quite yet. I said, maybe we should stop sitting on our asses and actually go to New York State and say, stop with the nonsense instead of sitting back waiting for them to come up with more nonsense.
I bet you if they worked and had a stipend or their expenses were covered and weren't being paid the cushy pay, they might do more.
It's not just a cushy pay. You also get good inside info if you want to buy some stock.
True. Yeah, we've learned that.
Not at city council level, though. Not at city council level.
Go into Congress, as a bartender, and you come out.
You talking about his girl? He's sending shots at your boo.
That's Austin's girl. Look at him. Look at him. He's so smiley. His cheeks are rosy red and everything. Look at him.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
AOC, man. AOC.
He knows. Look at him.
AOC.
Yes.
That's not my girl.
See, I know that.
But see, there's so many things.
Yeah, he knows. Look at him.
Where they're there, I don't think for the right reasons. I mean, it seems pretty obvious.
No, she said exactly. Did you know that she went through like a casting process for her job?
No.
Look it up. She's been very vocal about it. She went through a casting process.
Well, it makes sense how she's so,
yeah,
she's very animated.
Yeah,
she's definitely she's definitely about that life.
What they're doing is they're casting people for certain political positions, and then they provide them with intel, with information, so that when they show up to meetings and such, they have this written out thing that they stick to. So whenever they come across someone who answers them in some kind of like crazy way, they're like, smokestacks for pizza is harmless to environment, so we should definitely they can't go off of anything other than this right here. They have no idea of any critical thinking. They cannot go against what their handlers say. They are literally look it up. Don't trust me. But AOC went through a process where they chose her to run for this position. She did not choose. She was chosen. Don't believe me. Look for yourself.
Yeah,
I guarantee we'll have somebody that comes up.
The Young Turks.
Somebody that comes up and says, "Yeah, he's right."
Show. And it sounds good, so people buy it, but they don't think for a second. It's like, wait a minute, is that possible? No, it actually isn't possible. And we have clean energy for 200, 300, maybe longer with technology, and it's not that dirty. It's not that it doesn't pollute that much, and it sounds good to transfer everything.
But they throw so many different things at you at the same time to get your mind all over the place. Because remember when she went to the southern border and she like fell in tears?
Oh yeah,
because
she's a good actress.
Children were in cages.
She's good,
right? And now look at us. We're just letting pedophiles take children from the border and just have them wherever they want.
This is the time.
How many kids? Remember how many kids are lost?
Oh my!
From the border, 850,000.
Yeah, and counting.
And counting. That was last year numbers.
Yeah.
Ever since was it Title 42 expired?
Yeah,
80,000.
Oh, they stopped.
People
you notice that no one has talked about the border at all.
Nope.
There has not been any videos. There's not been anything going on about the border at all. Nothing's happening.
Well, again, it goes back to that goddamn Trump, man.
I was just gonna say him.
It goes back to Trump.
They can't get over it. It's a Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
But he worked his ass off. He was at the border. Then he was in, Idaho addressing something. Then he'd be in the inner city in Baltimore. Then he worked he took everything head on.
Remember, the government didn't go to the train derailment until Trump said he was going to go.
He was He's going to fly himself there to do
it. And then Mayor Pete Buttigieg, what's his name?
Yeah,
Buttigieg.
Yeah,
Buttigieg.
Yeah, the energy.
Wait, that's how you say his name?
Or
really?
Transportation.
No, it's Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Buttigieg.
That's a good one. No.
It's his first time on that show.
Yeah.
I know.
How about the new headquarters in New Hampshire? You see that, Trump?
No.
He just went there yesterday.
Oh yeah. I saw his
did a huge
rally. Yeah,
he did a rally, but he also set up a headquarters.
Really, New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is very like third party.
They're on
they were green
See,
a lot of years.
But see, that's actually another good point. We talked about DeSantis before, and Trump really had a lot to do with that. He taught people there in Florida how to vote. You know, the minorities are catering to the minorities, and all of a sudden the minorities woke up and they're like, well, wait a minute, we're coming here and working. We don't subscribe to that. Stop trying to advocate for us.
Well, unfortunately, the NAACP did tell all black people, like, yo, don't come to Florida because it's racist.
DeSantis won by like 4 points, then he won by like 20.
Yeah, he kicked absolute ass.
Because it was like, okay, we actually can think for ourselves.
Do you think that was legit?
What do you mean?
I don't think that was legit. I don't think him winning by that much was legit. I think they propped him up to run to potentially be the person because they know that Biden can beat him.
Oh, so maybe.
What the fuck is Pence's role?
Hold on. Sorry.
Allegedly.
What is Pence's role in all of this?
He sits there so that a fly can land on his head.
Oh, that was that. It makes
that killed him. That killed everything about him.
Dave Chappelle jokes on Mike Pence are even more greater than they were back then.
More greater.
That like beyond because of what he's doing with Trump. He's turning into within what we call him in the hood, we call him BANs. He's a bitch ass. 100%.
I know. I've learned some of this.
You would
living next door. Yeah.
We've been getting them.
They're catching me up to speed.
My man plays spades.
Oh,
he done got me to play euchre.
He's shooting dice on a freaking towel.
Yo, listen, we start doing that. It's a whole nother level. But yo, if Pence, anybody that aligns with Pence right now, you are a complete sellout.
Yeah, you're
for real.
Yeah,
you not right. You're like the Scottie Pippen of the Chicago Bulls right now, bro. You're coming at Trump.
There's got to be someone worse than that.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone worse than that.
Yo, the way
he's going through a lot right now.
Yeah, but I get
he's
that.
the John Starks of the New York Knicks.
No. I'm saying the way you ain't hear about how Scottie Pippen going at Michael Jordan right now?
Oh,
because of
I get it, yo. Yo, you my man. You gonna let your
30 years later,
you gonna let your youngest son pipe out my ex-wife, Mike? You're not gonna step in and be like, yo, son, nah, don't do that. Sloppy second, son.
Probably.
You're not gonna look good, kid. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I mean? My son, you can get something so much better. She washed. Yo, Pip used to bang that out 7 times a night. Like, come on, son. Mike's supposed to step in. I feel Pip on that. But then just come back and say my man Mike was trash before you got there and all.
Oh,
now you hating. That's Mike Pence. Mike Pence is that right now, for real.
He rode a motorcycle.
He's so whack.
Back to the DeSantis thing and being a kind of a setup. If that's true that he's connected to the CCP, I might agree with that. That he may be kind of a puppet in some regard
because he's getting funded in order to
look at
the Bush family too.
Look at Lindsey Graham. Like him most of the time.
Oh, Lindsey Graham is the worst.
But he is the worst. And he's really good when he's fighting.
But I hate that on both sides. I hate that on both sides.
But that's why I like, to our earlier conversation, you can't put people in a box because if you critically think,
Lindsey Graham, I'm saying words that people don't use.
I'm not cheering Lindsey.
Don't even try, dude. You filled my entire cup.
That's why I say pour your own trouble.
I'm not.
He hasn't even finished his.
I'm not cheering, Lindsey Graham on because he's a swamp creature too.
Absolutely.
He's whack. He's
right. And so if
I want people to
wait. Who's your favorite then? Since we know who you're gonna kill, who's your favorite?
Man,
that's in right now.
I like Tim Scott a lot.
Okay.
I'm not a DeSantis fan if this is all true, and I don't know.
I'm a DeSantis fan for governor.
I'm
not there for president now,
bro.
And I was all DeSantis before, but now not so much.
Stay in Florida. We need Florida.
Let's assume
we need to keep Florida.
It's like the last remaining.
Right. I want to be able to go to Florida and it be how you made it.
Let's assume it's not true. That he has the connection, because if he's a sellout and he's part of that, he's done. He's dead to me.
I don't think he probably knows. I think that is his handlers that probably.
True, but still, it's like ignorance is bliss, sort of. But anyway,
they're doing what they did to LeBron.
He needs to stay there because the people of Florida need him. He's demonstrated.
But I hate that answer though.
Well, hold on. He's demonstrated with Trump's help, yes, but he's demonstrated and he's helped a lot of people that were on the fence
Mm-hmm.
or that were just blindly following, going along to get along, to actually speak for themselves and vote for themselves, I think. So, and I also don't like that people get into politics, they win.
I hate them too.
And they use it. They use it as a stepping stone almost immediately for their next move. It just shows you, are you here to do the work of the people because you were elected, or are you really working? It's like Hillary Clinton.
Right.
She was from day one working on her past.
She knew what she was doing.
She knew what she was doing. Whether she was an attorney at the Rose Law Firm, or she was, working on her next Secretary of State, ultimately run for.
She having private dinners. Like, listen, I can get all y'all pedophiles what y'all need. I get y'all.
She let
kids.
her husband get on the plane with them.
She's like, listen, I got every age, every sex.
You want me to do your
want,
litigation? No problem. I'll do your litigation.
I'll go to Haiti for you.
You want 10 babies? You want 10 kids? I got you.
Yeah.
I got
someone
you.
that I would never ever defend, ever, except till right now, because I wish that DeSantis actually, at this point right now, I wish that DeSantis would look to him as how he should probably be. Is Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom has not jumped into the race. He said, Biden is our guy. I'm not going to jump in. That's who Democrats are behind. Yada, yada, yada. Now, I was a DeSantis guy for a long time. Like, I loved how he handled everything with COVID. Everything with COVID. He killed Florida in a good way.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to see him run for president, but he pussied out and he didn't go for it. And a champion goes for it. They want the ball. They want the shot. They want the attention.
Well, that's
and
why
he didn't want it.
And that's why I think he's not ready for president.
He's not.
So Trump sat down with him, and he wasn't sure. He didn't know if. And Trump said, let's go for it. So I think Trump gave him the confidence. Now he's a little bit too big for his britches. Like,
but if he went up for vice president, I'm like, oh, it's over.
That's
fine.
Fine. Well, that's why I wish you would work together. Now,
hold on, but check
and
this
that's why
out.
I'm mad at Fox, because now they're playing the game.
Here's the play. Hold on. Here's the play though.
What do you think?
You need DeSantis to be anti-Trump. Let them beat each other.
They got
up.
Chris Christie.
No.
Kind of true.
They got Pence.
He can't. Chris Christie can't even sell it enough. Like, he's been too cozy with Wolf Blitzer on CNN, and he loves Don Lemon and all those guys. Like,
Daniel Lemon.
He's
Where is he now? Has he been doing?
Oh, he's still unemployed.
They're all fading away. Fauci's gone.
They're not all.
They're slowly just like.
This is why I think
seat.
What you see with Trump and DeSantis is good. It's kind of the same as what. And they gave it to us. They knew Barack Obama was going to be the president, but Barack Obama needed Hillary Clinton and the Clintons just as much as they need each other. No. But they needed to create that conflict that was going to create that divide, but then bring the party together.
Okay. I see where you're going with it.
They needed that.
Yep.
Within just Trump and DeSantis, you can't just have Trump come back without a challenger, because then no one's going to be able to expose his weaknesses to where anything that people were trying to attack Trump within the primaries, they can't use against him in the general.
So what's the end game? What do you think?
The end game is they're going to solve all of the media bullshit, like the controversial comments, right?
Okay.
DeSantis is going to fuck Trump up on the vaccine and COVID. Nobody can't say shit about DeSantis when it comes to COVID and just the reaction.
There's definitely a difference there.
All that.
There's
definitely
a huge difference there.
But Trump did it.
No, you can't back. No, don't do it.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
What?
Let me finish.
Yeah.
This is when I'm finished. You can't do that, because at the end of the day, no matter
I
what,
hate that saying.
It's a buzz line.
I use it.
Yeah,
It's fine, but it's just going to emphasize my point. Trump initiated everything. He was the president. He could have literally just said, I don't give a fuck what they're saying. I don't care what the NIH is saying. States, no mandates, none of that shit. It's unconstitutional.
But you can't do that. As president, you can't do that.
It doesn't matter. You speak.
He had to let them do their own thing.
Within the states. But at the same time, he was still going along with it. You're going along. You're not challenging.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't challenging.
He wasn't
any
coming
of the
out and saying you guys are doing it wrong.
Right. And the fact that if you knew it was coming from China and you know the setup from China, anything that happens in China, it's not happening here in the United States
at this point.
Right. Who knows? So within that. But within just once it was rolled out, once he went through the process, and you seen nearly at the end, like Trump was like, yo, fuck yeah, I got
diagnosed with COVID. But check this out, bitch. I'm walking out here without no mask on, right? I'm balling, right? Trump cleaned up that bullshit. Within just from the initial beginning, from the beginning to the end, people was looking at Florida like, yo, I'm about to escape Florida.
But he's not. But Trump is not going to turn his back on his own vaccine. He won't do it.
He can't. That's the only. That's
Trump's a master at playing the game. And although it seemed like, okay, he's going to take everything head on. He's going to be a badass. He's going to not take a paycheck. He's going to attack every single issue. He did that. It was, although it doesn't go along with what we believe or how he should have done it, but he did it to please and show that a vaccine could be rolled out in 9 months. It doesn't need to take 10 years.
It does, though. I'm sorry.
He did.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't say that because that was wrong. That was wrong. It was naive of him to, and I only say that because again,
look at Ukraine though, and Russia. That's all a psyop too.
Yeah, it's all a psyop. But just going back to COVID, and the vaccine, that is his only problem because as a salesman,
that's not his only problem.
Well, no, but that's
not in the Republican primary.
Yeah, within the Republican Party.
No, not just that, because there's a lot of Republicans that say that you should not have done what you did with Mike Pence.
Yeah.
And forcing him and also making a call to Atlanta, Georgia, telling them fighting the votes.
But that's the main one. Like people's lives were impacted by that vaccine.
I'm pretty sure the January 6th thing was also.
But that was bullshit.
But there's still Republicans who also do not agree with that.
Yeah, within the long list, the first thing is going to be the vaccine.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, the reason he did it, even though I don't agree with it, because
that motherfucker knew he was about to get paid. They got paid.
I don't know. I'd like to know. You're right. You're right. You have to follow the money. But I'd like to know.
He didn't want to shake the boat
too much.
Right before an election.
Too much.
Yeah.
He's a master when he's at it. Like you said, he has to have an opponent. He's the best when he has an opponent. He thrives in those environments. He's a promoter.
That's what every man should have.
Right. Yo. But he did that because he couldn't just do a whole like a pin, like see ya.
Yeah, but he could right now.
He could,
but he hasn't.
I voted for Trump.
It's ramping up.
I don't think so.
Ramping up.
Hold on, he had a chance with Candace Owens.
Yeah, but
look what he did against what's her name on who had him on MSNBC or CNN? They took an interview.
Yep, the old white lady.
Yeah, no, she's not old. Younger, Colleen, I think her name is.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was being whacked.
Oh, you nasty.
She was being whacked. She was being whacked.
Blew it wide open.
But that's what But again, he's appealing to. He already knows. He knows that there's a lot of pussies out there, especially men. So he knows that he's gonna get the supporter of those.
Was there a different kind of pussy?
Yeah, like
that you met?
There's some men who are really fucking shit up because they're pussies.
Right. Yep. I believe
in
that.
And they won't stand up to a woman.
What's the other kind?
I mean, the ones that claim they got one, but don't really.
Okay, gotcha.
Because they decided.
Yeah, undecided.
But within just Trump in that, and just being able to like, yo, I'm gonna be critical of the man when that's the only thing for me.
What's the winning ticket then? Who's the vice president that will win it?
DeSantis. He's the only one.
That's it?
Yeah, I think
as
so.
vice president.
As vice president, unless
Candace Owens.
Oh no, the black dude from North Carolina.
What about Charlie Kirk?
The big black dude from North Carolina. Yeah, all day.
Tim Scott.
Yeah, all day.
I would say Tim Scott. What about Charlie Kirk? You know who he is?
No, you got.
Hold on, but do you think that because Stryker brought up, do you think that Biden's going to make it to 2024?
Oh, they're probably going to off him. He's going to have some like mysterious.
Hold on. What do we got here?
He already.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Why is that one?
I don't know. Just to put a little.
Unfortunately, I say yes because they're going to keep him propped up like they have.
Just to win, and then that's what I think. I think he's going
to lose in the election. He'll be here through there.
No, he can't lose.
But I think he'll lose.
I don't think there's any possible way he can lose.
Biden cannot. If they put Biden up to be the candidate for the next, and he wins,
I'm gonna claim it right now.
We already know. All right, we
claim it right now.
The last one. This one is absolutely 100%, 1000%.
He's gonna win, and then within like a year,
I lost faith in the last election. If Biden wins,
what are you
because
gonna do?
we've demonstrated,
no one's gonna do anything.
It's gonna be.
No one's gonna.
I don't
do
even want to
anything.
entertain it. I can't
No one's
even
gonna
entertain
do
it.
anything.
I can't even entertain it.
No one's gonna do anything.
I will be crushed.
Mike will be gone. I will not see Mike
I'm
again.
going to Costa Rica with my American flag, and I'm plastering my house in it.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're that douchebag American." I'm like, "Yeah, you're gosh dang right.
You're right. Come on over."
Yeah. I guarantee what's gonna happen. I'm not. I shouldn't say guarantee. My
Go ahead, guarantee
expectation of what's gonna happen. Either of two things. One, there's going to be a war that's going to stop a vote, which we thought was going to happen with Trump. It didn't happen. Or
war between who?
Major powers. So it's either going to be a war that's going to stop us from being able to have an election. No.
Those are the major powers.
Let's say China and Russia joining together.
So who's financing them?
Fighting us.
You think BlackRock will have some money? I know BlackRock has some money involved in that.
I'm afraid to say who might be putting money into it. The second option is Biden wins and then Harris takes over.
Oh God, that's fucking.
And then the end of the world
That's
freaking
a nightmare.
See, back to the intelligent, critical thinking. That is just like, if anybody thinks that, like I always tell people that live in that bubble that voted for Biden, and
who would still vote for him?
Who would still vote for him? There's some people that are vocal and they'll defend him to the death. Like somehow, I want to know.
Talk to those people.
I want to know if they're like being.
I don't talk to those people.
I want to know if they're like being paid by them, because it's just like this strong advocacy. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then if they actually think that what's happening right now, or that Biden and Kamala,
they don't.
It's like you must be so proud.
They are not proud of it, but they will still vote ideology.
I don't know what I'll do if Biden wins again. I lost faith in the last election. I'll be demoralized.
But remember, they said
I want to be beside myself.
They said for America, we have to vote for Biden. For America, for prosperity, for the future, for the world, we have to vote for this.
Because Trump was that bad.
But how does that make sense now, though? How does that answer make sense now? That's my question. Like, how is it that you voting for Biden now is better for America than what we had before?
They created jobs, bro. That's what they're running on.
They say it's not his fault.
They're running on job creation.
That tells me that they're not paying attention. They don't do any
research. That's exactly what we're going to do.
They get in their car.
It's not his fault.
They drive to the store. They drive home. They go and play cards with their friends. They drive home. They go and do this, and they live in this little bubble. And if someone challenges them, it's not his fault. We were energy independent. It's not his fault. Gas prices rise. Go to the website. Go to the energy government website and read about it. It says it all there, plain.
It also says that the wealth gap was lowest with Donald Trump. The amount of growth for income between the lowest 10% and the highest 10%, the lowest 10% grew by 3 times faster than the highest 10%. Like every measure, I'm ready for it because I'm going on WXXI on Friday.
Oh, cool.
And it was a couple of things were already brought up in a conversation that was had yesterday that I know is going to be brought up on Friday. So I'm
getting ready.
I'm ready for it. They're all for this guaranteed basic income, which they're going to continue to push for a reason. There's no way the guaranteed basic income is going to stop right now. No possible way. Like
there's only 500 people that can get accepted, right?
Or no, 351 families.
Okay, it's lower. Okay.
But there's no way you can keep that going under Republican presidency. You can't. So therefore, there's no way that Trump or DeSantis can win.
Who do you think that's going to go to, though? Like, with all the migrants that's coming into the city, how do we know that it's not going to just the 300 migrants that found their way to Rochester?
Why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it?
Right.
You just said there's no way.
Zero possibility.
I can't even speak that.
Zero possibility.
I can't even
zero possibility.
In my right mind, hang my hat on that. It's just like just like what we need, and as a country and an American and a patriot, it's like I can't even speak that into the
But people
universe.
don't make decisions based on their needs.
It's emotional. I know.
Right.
It's true.
You think they know that though?
It's true, but that's what
they don't need to know it.
No. You don't think the powers that be knows that?
Exactly.
But
that's why they're playing on emotions.
But as soon as we say it, it allows them to gravitate towards it.
Yeah, but we are not a group. Like there's no we
True.
that is one centralized group like the far left
No.
extremists have.
No, I'm good. I got a little left.
Hold on. Is there a
Oh, gay.
You're right. I mean, at least
all right,
a
just a
little
drop.
bit.
Just a
Thank
drop.
you. Goodness gracious.
I did
We
the,
at least had it 2 or 3.
I did the liberalism right there. That was
Thank
a
you.
snap thing.
That's
You were
good.
that
That's
was
good. That's
kind of
good.
left like.
His wife is already messaging him.
Yeah. No, his
She's like,
mom
you
is
have
actually,
2 daughters.
Mom Dukes.
Get it.
Mom's watching.
Oh, geez.
She's a big supporter.
We're up to 10.
No, listen, man. We always go up, we go down, but people listen and they watch.
There's YouTube, there's Facebook, and we have way more people that actually listen to the podcast. I still don't grasp
We got
that.
that very white voice, man. Yeah,
You
baby.
do.
I try to.
Yeah, I ain't got it.
I'm single, so
I hate my voice. I don't know why people listen to.
no
anything I
one
have
likes to
say.
hear their voice when they're like, I don't.
My
listen,
wife's
I
like,
don't
"Can
go
you
back
read
and
to me?"
listen.
I'm like, "No, no, I don't want to read to you. Do you not hear my voice?"
Wait, read to you? What the hell?
I read a lot.
Oh, okay.
Not everyone.
That's
can
your
have
thing.
a sweet, sultry voice like I do.
Well,
Listen.
they got to pass through that beautiful beard,
Yeah.
the filter
Yeah,
that you have
man.
there.
Exactly.
Masculinity.
So, how long have you lived in Roanoke?
Oh, man. I moved in maybe 10 years now.
All right, so not
11
born
years?
and raised, right?
No.
All right, where'd you come from?
Marion.
Marion.
Yeah, you know where that is?
I can't pick
It's
it on
okay.
that.
I try to forget about
Rural
it too.
areas.
I know it's rural. I don't know.
East
I
of
wouldn't be
here,
able to-
country. If you go
Mhm.
like due east of Penfield.
due east of Penfield.
So
Okay.
through Gananda, Walworth, next town's Marion.
Explains
Penfield-
why you're a Trump guy.
Yes.
Listen.
Yeah.
Conservatism,
I don't know.
republicanism.
Not in Marion.
You don't think so?
Well,
In the
it's
rural
probably
areas,
50-50.
There's flags, dude. They have flags.
My
Yeah.
parents still,
Word.
my parents still live
Different
there,
type
so-
of flags. You go down South Ave, the little rainbow like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't American
And they ain't
flags
Trump
down there.
flags.
They ain't Trump flags down there.
I would
either.
say it's probably 50-50. You're right. There is,
Mhm.
farmers and business owners and that kind of thing. But
They like their freedom.
I just think like if you have any critical thinking skills beyond Trump's like crash nature, like everything he stands for is what we all stand for, but they implant these conflicts. We start fighting each other, and then they just attach themselves to that party or that ideology, and they have no.
It's one argument they plant themselves with.
Yeah.
Because I remember my sister. I remember that she was like all for Trump. I don't mean to freaking put her on blast here. But I said to her, I'm like, how could you ever defend a man that says grab her by the pussy? And her defense was always like, at least he knows what the Bible says. I'm like, he doesn't read the Bible. There's no way this guy, he reads the Bible.
It's like picking out one little thing,
Right.
and none of us are perfect, and it's like they go after that one little minuscule thing. Like, does that really determine?
Well, that's the person I don't want to be. So therefore, that's why I
Right.
looked into things. It was
But it's okay for Biden and his cronies
right
to go
right
to Epstein's Island.
right.
So if he's in the locker room or he's doing something and he says something like that, automatically we have to persecute him as fit, but it's okay because nobody's really covering it and the log doesn't really come to fruition, but he's going to a pedophile island with little girls and stuff. It's like,
Mhm.
well, what? I mean, no, I don't want anybody that my kids look up to talk like that if we're talking about what Trump said.
Right.
But I definitely
But
don't.
compared to
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody's going to say something.
Yeah.
But
there's been things said on this podcast.
I'm sure. Yeah.
all the time.
But you know what I mean? It's like you have.
You know what the thing that got me was when I know what he said about number one, injecting. When they said that he was talking about injecting Clorox bleach into your body.
Okay.
I know exactly what he said. I was like, that's not what he said. Like, why would you say that he said that? That's not what he said.
Mhm.
You know, he was saying some things that was stupid, but that's not what he said. Number two was there were good people on both sides. And they said that he was defending the white supremacists on the one side of the parade or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's also not what he said. And so when it was like the second time, because I don't wait till the third time, it was the second time, and I was like, all right, so that's 2 times that I've seen in the news where they said things that I know he didn't say that because I watch original videos. That's why we have this podcast, because I research things that most people don't actually look into. I was like, I know he didn't say that. I know they picked this, but then they did it to me.
Mm.
And then I said, oh, I see what they do.
Mhm.
They pick and choose words to make it sound like, and then they.
And then
You're talking
every
about the
network,
lovely thing.
Which one?
The when they were out congregating, they had a visual, and this was during the COVID thing, and yeah. And we talked about it immediately after. I was like, yo, bro.
We talked about with the person that wrote the article.
Yeah, right. I said, bro, you know what you dealing with. It's the game that they playing right now. So you're like, you can't say that. You can say that, but you can't say that within the overall consciousness level of the people that are watching
in that time, in that space.
Yes, in that space. Exactly. So it's like, if you had the podcast at that time, it would have been,
because then I could produce the entire.
Yes, you're in more control over what it is. But
because they all believed it
that,
was like, oh, you're racist. I'm like, what are you talking about? I had no idea what they were even talking about.
Still deal with that, bro. You know how many black folks are like, what? Nah, man, he ain't racist. Like, yo, if you look at the stuff that he do, my man done been in the hood more than the people that you think represent you.
But the problem was,
in the hood.
I had someone that was working for me, and he said, this was when I saw how much of an issue it would be to have people around me that were strong enough to be around me. And it was someone that said, you're really making it hard for me to defend you when all of my friends are coming out to me saying, how could I ever be working for you? And I said, quit right now.
Yeah.
Quit right now. No one's telling you to defend me ever. You either with me or you're not. And I'm not saying in a way like a fascism.
Right.
It's either you stand with me in what I say and you defend it saying, look, that's how he feels. That's it. If you don't like it, talk to him. Or you're a pussy. And you're going to tell these friends, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but
it's unpopular. And that's what I think people have a tough time with.
Be unpopular today. Be unpopular.
And that's so I had a conversation with a lady I work with in Buffalo. She runs the area out there. And I said, you know, what do you stand for on this issue? Because she'll respond like, ha, or I see, or like very vague, like she's trying to like.
Did she have an actual picture and a name and her actual name on her profile? Okay, that's good.
But
you know, these people nowadays don't have like user 93479.
And she, we align on most things, but her response isn't. It doesn't. I don't get that from the response because she's trying to be like diplomatic. And I told her, I said, I go, what do you think? She goes, well, it depends on who I'm around.
Passive aggressive.
I go, I can't do that. It's unpopular to have your views sometimes, but if you truly stand for something, you have to be okay with that.
You got to stand, not like sit, kneel,
right?
You know, Indian freaking sit, nothing like that. Yeah.
If we had more people that were willing to do that, I think we'd get a lot further.
I think so, because there's so much animosity that's internal with a lot of people that they look for something external to fight against. And it's like, not everything is a fight. Not everything is a battle.
Around Uncle Joe, I can't talk about this. It's like, really? So you have to be
There's
suppressed?
many times when people invite me to stuff, they're like, look, you gotta like, you know, you gotta watch what you say. I'm like, I'm not fucking watching anything I say, so don't invite me.
Bro.
Don't invite me.
Bring it on. I won't be offended, right?
No, I will not be offended.
We live in an us versus them society. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been programmed this way forever.
We didn't create it.
No, we didn't
create it. The people that are always okay with open discussion did not create
the
this.
puppet masters did. They know this is used forever, man. Like going back to the great ancient Roman times, man. You're a fan of this gladiator, and you know,
and they had cross dressers then too.
Yeah, man. You know, the military banged each other. It's kind of like
where we're gay as hell back then too.
Gay in the military, gay in the Navy.
Yeah, don't ask, don't tell. No. Now it's like,
oh yeah, remember that shit? Damn, that shit.
Now it's not don't ask, don't tell. It's
be gay when you want to be.
Be loud and proud.
Hey,
be loud and proud.
General likes it that way.
I love the liberal white women that are like, oh, for the whole month, the homophobes are going to be really upset. It's
yeah.
Okay, and they want that though.
We skip right over Veterans Day. We skip right over Flag Day. We skip right over, you know,
Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
And it sucks that
it was the same month as Legitimate Qua Month.
Yeah. And Father's Day.
We didn't talk about that at all.
Father's Day is like embedded within this month.
But that's why they went after fathers first. They went after fathers. They emasculated us.
Yeah.
In order to then go after the kids.
They did a study. I saw a video. I don't know if it was today or not. I forget the study, of course. Kids that grow up in a mom and dad household versus a single mom or a
Ooh,
single
you about to
dad.
get canceled. Hold on. Facts don't work very well with people.
Yeah.
And they said a single father or kids that have a father have the same success rate as the two mom and dad.
Yep.
And they graze over that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Mental health awareness and Pride Month, it's all the same, and they graze over the stuff that matters.
I said that one time to a feminist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Be careful.
But that's another thing. Feminism. It's like, oh, we want to be, independent.
They're defending women's rights.
And then it's like, but then they don't.
But then they allow men to.
Right. And then you got male, what do they call it? Toxic
Toxicity.
Male, which is it?
Yeah.
Well, which is it?
But the weird thing is, you can have.
Yeah, you do.
You can have masculinity in females, and they fucking uplift it.
Right. Women should be outraged.
Yeah, they're not.
It's toxic or it's not.
Right.
Pick one.
Women are the women that you would want to be with as a man. Most men would want to be with. Most men would want.
There's some men out there that would.
Most men would want to be with the women that is against all this bullshit. Like listen, you get me,
and they are hotter. They're way hotter than you.
Your stock goes up. Your stock goes up tenfold. Listen, all right, check it. For a guy like me,
go ahead. A single man, tell him.
A single guy like me. Check this out. If you were a conservative female, right?
Jen Ardone is one of them.
And you was against, no, she's completely married. And
yeah, I know. What I'm saying is
most of us
conservative
are
woman.
Right.
I would think so.
Right. And now
but vocally.
But for the folks who have the mentality of Jen, right?
Mm-hmm.
They make better mates because number one, the first thing they're not going to do is want to conflict with you within an argument, right? If you have, as a woman, you have the ability to critically think along with your mate, that increases your ability to, number one, see what your husband doesn't see, just the same as your husband is going to have that same ability to see where you as my wife, I'm going to step in before you see it, and a motherfucker that's close to you won't be able to take advantage of you. Because
if I see danger,
I'm going to check that shit first. That's my job. Period.
That's good.
So within just a woman that has that ability to see that side for me, because as a man, my job is to go out there. Number one,
protect.
I'm protecting. I'm going to put myself out in harm's way first, meaning I'm going to be the first stop of distraction. Anybody that wants to look at anything that's behind me, they're going to come to me first. You're like, who's this motherfucker that's doing all the talking? Me. Because everybody else behind me just need to sit and watch me work and do what I need to fucking do to take care of.
They ain't got to worry about it.
You ain't got to worry about it. You know what I mean? Then when they see my clan, oh yeah, you got a wonderful family. You have a wonderful wife. They see what you're protecting, meaning they already know from the very fucking beginning. Once they see me, you got to get past me first before you get to them. And when that happens, when we fuck up as men, is when we get distracted. Right? We get distracted by the motherfuckers who want to take down what we have.
Diversion.
If we have a woman that's going to see that shit and be right there for their man and be like, hey, boo, listen, let me tell you about this motherfucker that you call your friend.
Yes.
You call your cousin. You call your uncle. You call your motherfucking brother. It does not matter. Her job is to catch those motherfuckers just the same as I would catch them for her.
What about, though, as a counterbalance to that?
Well, hold on. Can I say something?
Go ahead. Absolutely.
So masculinity isn't toxic. The absence of it is. Weak men are abusive and spiteful.
Yeah.
Strong men are protective and loving. To your point, what you just said. Thank God for masculinity. Because when shit hits the fan,
mass murderers are not masculine.
Right.
A masculine man,
masculine.
A masculine man
by
is
being weak. You think you're being like sensitive or tolerant?
No. That's what they want though, because they know the counterpart of it. A masculine man respects the woman, and you don't even have to be a male feminist to understand the woman's role. You fucking know that shit already.
Excuse me?
What you just call it? You know that shit already, bro. And at the moment in time where your mate is getting pulled away or is getting distracted by another male, right? Because it happens. The only reason why that male is coming after what you have is because again, they already know the value within her. Within her. And if she doesn't value you, Gotta let her fucking go. Fuck him. Gotta go. Gotta go, yo. Because there's more out there. There's more people out there.
8 billion people in this world.
I think that goes back to people not standing for anything. They think somehow
Right.
they're a tough guy. They own a business. They raise livestock, whatever. And then they have that sentiment. And it's like they think somehow they're being inclusive or they're being tolerant of somebody. And it's like, no, that's why we're eroding.
Yeah.
That's why our society is eroding when it comes to that and the nuclear family and all
That's
that
just
stuff.
that.
Stop
that's
budging.
Just that
Stop budging.
Right.
Yeah, but
Stop
that's
budging.
just that man's ego that's getting
Intersectionality.
Yeah,
That's what was
Stop
earlier.
budging. That's a good one.
Stop budging.
that's just that man's ego that's coming out there.
No.
No. I'm gonna talk about the ones that accept the bullshit that women are kind of pushing, like the whole like I totally understand a powerful, strong woman, right? I'm only
Erin was on our show before.
yes.
She's a beautiful, strong woman.
Beautiful, strong,
that's been on the show.
and those
Well, that's
women,
Veronica
but here's one thing that I'll say this to Erin, and even if she was here or whatever, and just from knowing her, getting to know her, I could see that she has those qualities where if the right individuals to come around and come correct, she would be the perfect match for that individual. She could do whatever the fuck she want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard. Like it kind of brings more importance to that ability to find the one. If you as a man and you found that one, you found that woman,
and Freedom Fox. We had Freedom Fox on one night as well.
Well, yeah, within
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do, but within just the women.
I was trying to think of the actual like conservative women that we had that would allow a man to be a man. Obviously, Michelle, who's been our number one supporter.
Michelle is dope.
Jen Ardone as well, number one supporter. There's lots of females out there actually right now who are standing up, who are being more manly than men are because they came after the kids. And because it's in the school district. And so therefore they're like,
but man, no, I wouldn't even give them, no, they're still feminine within but they're
showcasing masculinity.
Yes, they're showcasing masculinity. But when you're talking about the dynamics of a relationship, they know where to allow that masculine male to do that masculine shit,
right,
and still remain feminine, but still when they need to be masculine, they masculine on, like I said, they're checking the other males that's coming near the men.
There's instances of rather than overall generic.
And then within the women that they deal with, the bitches, they're not gonna fuck with her because they already know, like, yeah, she might shoot me in the fucking
up.
She'll fuck me up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's why I make them open the door for me.
Well, within your
laugh a little too hard at that.
Edna gonna pop you in your head.
She don't open the door for me.
Yeah,
There's
right,
other women that I make open the door for me, not Edna. I open the door for Edna.
I was about to say. But yeah, bro. Like,
I laugh a little bit. Like, Edna, open that door.
Michelle's an OG triple O. You know what I'm saying? We need more Michelles in the world. We need more Michelles in the world. We need more Jens in the world. We need more people like that. That they understand it. They're okay with being in their position.
It's a position that's being filled by someone that was supposed to be in that position because they fit appropriately in a way that they bring their most value out to the world and to others. And that's what a man is supposed to do as well. A man is supposed to bring out their most valuable asset into the world, which is we tend to be, let's just say, more aggressive, right? So a man should not be looking to a woman to combat other people who are being aggressive towards them. The man should step up immediately, unforgivably. Like, don't ever look to a woman and say, "Hey, that man said something nasty to me. You should go over there and talk to him."
That's super gay.
Mad gay.
That's super gay. Like,
not in a happy way.
You might,
not
you might as well just throw your card away and you're done. You might as well just date men. Period. Because you're over at that point.
Well, they're usually, pansexual or whatever the hell that is nowadays.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the dadpreneur, because we honestly didn't even get into that at all.
Okay.
I think just how the show goes.
I think now that you know exactly where the hell he stands, it's like, all right, give him freaking money to provide you with everything in life. Talk to us about your business.
So I have a party rental business.
Pull the mic a little closer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. There we I thought you were good by now. Like,
Damn, right.
I got a faulty mic.
Is that
here.
broken?
Yeah, it was when I got
I think
here.
Dan broke it.
Oh,
okay.
probably.
Yeah, Dan from the streets broke it. He's very street.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two. I have a product brokerage franchise, and I also have a party rental business. We rent
product brokerage. Talk about that.
So nutraceuticals, skincare, household goods, basically like what Wegmans does.
Okay.
So we have over 3,000 different products and services.
So all online?
All online.
When do they deliver? Next day?
No, it's a couple days.
You gotta have a freaking
Yeah.
Don't be crazy.
Yeah. Don't be unrealistic.
Yeah. Well, Amazon puts money into craziness like Austin over there. So
Hey, no.
I'm saying Satanists.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that-
not bearded white guys. That's not what I meant.
All right, better.
Okay.
3 years ago.
Carry on.
And then 3 years ago, I started a inflatables and party rental business. So we do like
During
tents.
COVID.
Yeah, it was like kind of on a whim. I rented a bounce house for my daughter's birthday,
Yeah,
and my neighbor
fantastic.
was like, "Oh, you're an entrepreneur. Why don't we go? What, you want to start renting these out?" He goes, "Yeah." So we've just grown over the last 3 years.
Frank.
Yeah, every year we.
Frank?
I think Frank's watching.
He
Is
should
Frank
be.
watching?
He better be.
Your mom
Did
sent
you-
him the link.
We're gonna
Did you share
quiz him.
the
Yeah.
link? All right. Fantastic.
Frank's a good guy.
So
Yo,
we do tents.
Hold on. Why don't you tell him about the party you just had for Father's Day in your backyard?
Hold on. You had a party and I
this
didn't
is
get
what-
invited to a party?
You were in Venice that weekend.
Not
So-
Venice.
Where were you? You were just
Muscle Beach. Yeah, I
Oh,
understand.
you were gone.
So every year it gets bigger and better. So we had a Father's Day. I do a Father's Day cookout,
Okay.
and I
Is
don't
it
know.
vegan stuff or
Yeah, it's
Everything.
synthetic beef.
Some soul food.
Yeah, you got some fake chicken.
Tofu burgers.
No, I usually do. I usually do
Jen,
something
look,
big.
Jen said she needs one for July. You already got it. There you go.
All right,
She needs what for July?
a tent.
a
Okay,
tent.
gotcha.
Okay, so yeah,
I thought she said man.
we just do a big party, and I kind of made the neighborhood a community, and we just have we have big parties, and I do a Father's Day. It's like my thing. I do a lot for the
It's
kids,
fantastic. I love that.
and I also, it's like my one day a year where I can just throw a big party and invite the neighborhood. I mean, I do a lot of functions. We have like a Heritage Day.
Heritage Day? Say that.
So
Speak on that.
we have a Turkish family, a Jewish family,
A black family.
a black family, Italian family, Irish,
Is it
Polish.
an actual Heritage Day or
So-
did you make it up?
You're
I-
invited this year.
I invented
by the way.
it. So everybody,
Hope so.
I usually do. You're invited. Every year it gets bigger. So
Yeah, it
I
gets
always
bigger.
expand the
That's
reach.
what she said.
Listen,
Yeah.
we already.
That's-
What did we say last week? Was last week we talked about Puerto Ricans making the best pork? You already know.
Yes.
You already know.
So you bring
and by Puerto Ricans, we mean Edna.
you bring a
Yeah.
dish that represents your heritage,
Pork.
and we label it.
Pork or rice. Bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or beans.
That's it.
We already know what
Plantains, I guess. Yeah.
We already know what's
you already
coming.
know.
Actually, we did have a German family for a little while. A guy actually from Germany moved here, married one of my friends.
Oh, see, Striker, you answered the
yeah.
question already. No German? Yes,
There
we
you
did
go.
have German.
There
for
it is.
you.
and
That's
I'm
why I
part-
brought it up. Like, what do you mean?
And Voigt's part German, so
There you go.
we do a little
I was
German.
trying to figure out what that was.
Yeah,
I thought it was Swiss.
no, German.
Okay.
Yeah. So this year had a
Wait,
bigger.
what day is that fall on?
So I usually do the day before Father's Day.
So you just make it up.
Oh, the Heritage Day?
Yeah.
Oh, that's in September.
Mm-hmm.
September what?
We figure it out when we get like in August. I start planning it, send the invitation out because it just depends on what the neighborhood's doing.
You're a last minute guy?
No, like a month. But I don't want to send it out now because I don't know. People are doing things. I like to make it fresh.
There's a lot that happens on that block.
Why? You want to get on the schedule?
Listen, you might
First
as
of
well.
all.
You might as well
First of
make it like a possible block party. Who knows how big you can get it? I think this is why I love the town of Arundicoit, right? Because there's so much to get talked about, racism, this, blah,
I
blah,
never
blah.
heard that. I grew up there. I never heard of it.
No, it started when that one chick
I know.
became on the board
Yeah.
recently, right?
Did she get voted off yet or what?
I don't know. I can't wait.
Did she get voted
We
off?
got to figure that one out.
Good Lord.
But Mike's been good people from a minute, and the ability to connect with people in all different races and
Because of food. That's the best way.
well, that's
Food.
the smartest thing to do. The easiest thing to bring people together is feed them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Period. Like Anthony Bourdain, who rest his soul.
He was taking.
I love his show. Yeah, he was definitely Clinton's.
Did I say it?
You think so?
Absolutely. Oh, if he was alive today, and just think about it.
Why?
Well,
Why?
within
A
just
chef? Why?
because he
I wanna
brought
hear this.
so many people together nationally.
Nah, that's not enough.
This dude has been invited in every single
not enough.
country
That's not-
on
who cares?
on the
Who cares?
planet to
Who cares?
eat and have dinner with them.
No one
Everything
cares.
is visual.
That doesn't
Everything's
mean
visual.
anything.
It means everything.
Anthony Bourdain
He's
killed.
the man.
Come on.
Oh, he was.
There's
You might as well hit the button now.
Something
No.
allegedly. Something.
Yeah,
no.
you might
I'm
as well
saying
hit
no
it.
immediately. There's no way.
Allegedly.
Thank you.
I'm claiming no on this one
Yeah.
Why not?
because there's no evidence whatsoever.
Oh, no evidence where he literally went on Twitter and called out Hillary Clinton. And
He started to speak up. That was
That's
what it was.
That's what it is. Yes, he started to speak out. And
So you think the Clintons are just going around killing people?
Oh, now we're being
57?
facetious.
57, I think they know.
Jose.
I think they have 57
Yes.
murders.
Look, Jen knows.
Allegedly.
100%. 100%. I love it.
Jen knows the earth is flat.
100%.
Oh, God.
Are there any other flat earthers at this party?
Jose,
It's not happening.
show me the evidence.
Happening.
Show me your evidence right now to prove it that the world is round.
The sun and the moon.
Those two. That's all you need.
That's all I need.
I got something for you.
Come on. Are you kidding me? I got two of them on this freaking show.
No. Thank you. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Jose, we gotta get out of here.
You're
Let's-
right.
You're right. For the day.
And you're lucky we didn't go into religion because we're still on that Jesus thing.
yeah.
Listen,
First of all, I'm always on Jesus.
within just
sure.
being the neutral referee, because I'm like in the
You're
middle.
not neutral at all.
I
You're
am.
literally flat
I'm in
as
the
hell.
middle. In the middle.
Yeah,
within
you got
just the
straight A's in high
argument,
school.
within just the argument of religion, if there was a count between like points, Austin is in the lead right now. I would say Austin's in the lead. He's in the lead.
Legitimately one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard in my life.
Nope. I think we've
I think
settled
Austin's
this.
in the lead, man. I'm just telling you. He's had the best rebuttals for every verse you just dropped.
The Simpsons had it right. They live in that dome, and the sun just goes around that dome.
Okay. All right, so let's go with that. The sun goes around a dome, right? Okay.
I'll send it to you.
And then where's it go? Once it hits Australia versus, South America, what? It just ends?
The firmament, they call
Yeah, I get it. I get the firmament.
You
I understand
know?
that.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens?
Listen.
So Australia can see the sun, but we can't.
Bro, I have no idea how it
How does that
actually
make sense
works.
to you?
I don't know how it works.
It's divided. The firmament's divided.
Explain that.
I'm not saying I agree with this.
It seems like you do.
It was sent to me, so I'm. Here's
By
my
him?
thing.
You're
No.
thinking about You're thinking about
That's
it.
a good question.
Who's thinking about
It's
it?
everybody. Listen,
No one's thinking about it.
Let's go back to
break it
Anthony
down.
Bourdain.
Don't.
Look, wait, what did she say? Hold on, go back
Do
up.
not send me shit. Do not send me anything. Do not send me anything. I literally put in the past 2 weeks, I put 5 minutes into
Check
it.
the firmament,
And I
Jose.
said, this is fucking the dumbest
Look
shit
at-
I've ever heard in my life.
So here's the thing.
Project Fishbowl.
You might as well.
Trust me, I put 5 minutes into it. It was enough for me.
You have to do things that resonate. I'd rather be open than just put blinders on and be proved wrong.
Hold on.
Than be just going through and not be paying attention to anything.
Right.
No. You can't just randomly say that. You can't just sporadically. Okay, what about sexuality? Are you just open?
Come to the dark side, Jose.
No.
Listen, we're just trying
No,
to have
see?
a conversation.
Yeah. But
Think
sexually,
about
you're not
it.
open, right?
Right.
Okay. There you go.
That's
So
the
there's
one
certain
thing.
things that you are not open to.
Jose,
This is not one thing I'm
gonna
to.
send it to you.
This is not it. This ain't it.
I'm sending it.
This
to
ain't
you.
it.
Thanks, Jen. You can follow
Before
it
it's
up.
over,
Yeah.
before it's over, Jose.
Why would
What, Austin? Good
No,
Lord.
no,
What do you got to say to this?
No, I'm with you.
Austin is actually
you, right.
Austin
Good.
is not
Valley's-
with the flat
Valley's
earth thing.
white
Good
motherfuckers
answer.
right here.
The flat Earth
Good
is
answer.
the dumbest shit.
Dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's on
Why
this
would the
podcast.
Earth be the only flat thing in
I gotta
flat
follow him.
There you go, you got
celestial
it.
Who
body in the universe?
knows?
It's worth
How
it right
do
there.
we know?
Just
How do
think
we
about
know?
how
No, it's not a good
gravity
explanation.
works.
That's not a good
yes,
explanation.
It pulls
understand.
toward the center.
I understand that.
Spin something around and it becomes a sphere.
How is
But
it
that's
day
within-
and night then? How is it day and night? That's literally it. How is it day and night?
Well, that again, those are the arguments that the round
No,
earthers. That's the argument the
no.
round earthers has to prove. The
only thing that proves it
you
is
can only point out and
round
say,
earth.
well, how does this? How does that? But there's no facts to support how it actually works. None.
The round Earth?
No, there's no facts.
Wait,
None.
what the hell?
Alaska's daytime all the time right now.
No,
Yeah.
for 6 months. Not all the time.
6 months.
months.
Okay.
I said right now.
How?
Yeah, because the Earth fucking spins and rotates.
It's on an
so
axis.
therefore, it's on.
It's on the axis.
I didn't
right,
check.
right. That's
so
what
it
they
just
told
freaking
you.
spins. So why isn't it 12 months? Then?
You know the Rothschilds did
Hold on. If
finance
there's
that
6 months,
also.
hold on. If there's 6 months in Alaska, then there has to be 6 months elsewhere, right?
There's two
on the opposite side. That means there has to be somewhere below Australia that also has 6 months of pure sunlight.
Yeah.
Show me.
It's
First
it's
of
a
all,
lens.
Striker,
it's
I'm not
divided.
going on
How can you see
anything
the? How can you see the
any
sky
billionaire creates?
behind the moon?
I'm
That's a
sorry.
good question.
Explain that again.
Excuse me?
Explain it again.
How can you see the sky behind the moon?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
In what context? What are you saying?
Yeah,
so
what are
if
you
you look
talking about
if you look at the moon during the day,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
you can see sky behind it. It's
I
not.
can't see sky behind it.
Yes, you can.
I can see space behind it
You just hit a button.
No, it makes sense.
because people are seeing space right now.
Clouds are behind the moon. You can see the sky behind the moon. How?
Mm-hmm.
The best argument you have. Let me
I'm not
tell
trying-
you.
hold on.
Let me tell you the best.
I'm not trying to
because this is
convince
the only reason. This is the only reason why I gave it 5 minutes of my time. Let me tell
You'll
you the
never get
best
back.
argument you have. The best argument you have. When you shine a light on an object, behind it has to be larger than the object. That's the only argument you have.
So, I'm not trying to convince you.
Oh, because you're not gonna. But I
But
appreciate it though.
the moon's technically in outer space, right?
Okay.
Okay.
How can you see it and see the backdrop behind it during the day?
Backdrop of what?
The sky.
There's no sky behind
Daytime.
it.
So
Look at it
what,
tomorrow.
no sky
what
behind
are
it.
you saying? You're saying you can see like
No.
stars through
No.
it? What are
No.
you trying to
It's
see?
light refraction.
Yeah,
It's light
right,
refraction.
like-
It's two. It's
Yeah, no.
there's two lenses.
There's not two lenses.
What? How
No,
about
what?
this? When did they prove the flat earthers wrong? Back when everyone's saying the
In
Earth was
ancient
flat.
Greece.
Literally.
Oh, that
thousands of
does
years
it.
ago.
That's ancient Greeks, the one who stole every ounce of information and everything and called it their own. We're gonna go
Jen
with the
Ardone,
Greeks
we're
on this.
fighting. Just the fact that you were even supporting it. All right, fluoride.
Yes,
Fluoride.
let them know, Jay.
He'll get behind the fluoride, Jenny. He'll get behind the fluoride.
There we go.
They made
Yes.
the frogs gay. You know,
Yeah, the frogs are definitely
Frogs are
gay.
gay.
Frogs are
That is
definitely gay.
Math is
that one.
racist.
That's
Math is
been
racist.
proved along. You know that definitely experiment's been proven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably why a whole bunch of dudes is twerking with their sack hanging out downtown, wherever the fuck that
Minneapolis,
was.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
fucking-
I'll tell you what.
Oh man,
At least-
drink up, Jose. Let him know,
Drink up,
Jen.
Jose.
Yes,
Let him know, Jen.
You see this? You see what I got to deal with on a daily basis?
I love you, Jen. I don't even know you.
Yeah,
Right,
we love
right.
you, Jen.
So Jen-
She's our biggest
Jen is-
fan.
tell us what, Jose. You said I'll tell you what. Go on.
I'll tell you what. At least the freaking guy with the white hanky pankies that were on. At least he
With
had
the meat hanging out.
At least he had meat. At least his sex actually
pop, pop,
positioned
that
with
pussy
his
doo-doo
thing.
brown.
She said,
My
"I
man
still love
said-
you."
there.
Captain D coming. Captain D coming. Captain D coming.
But he's
Captain
not
D
even.
coming.
But he's
Captain
not
D
even
coming.
shaking it though. Look at this. Look at this.
Disco.
That's the white.
Disco.
That's the white Uncle Luke right there. That is that. Listen, I'm glad he's not a black dude.
In
That's-
all seriousness,
that's
though,
all y'all
it's
white people.
gross. It's-
Yo, I never look at his garter. He's got a
You drop your
garter
kids
belt.
off with somebody you trust, and they
That's on
decide
you,
on
white
a whim.
folks. That's your
No,
guy.
all you
to
gotta
take
say
your
is this.
family
All you
there.
gotta say
That's
is this.
your guy, white folks.
Put 10 of them in a room and say
Why
you're
was
gonna
that
drop
little
your
girl?
kids off
Look
to
at the
him.
little girl
Right.
dancing. Look at the little girl
Would you
dancing.
drop your kids off to 10 of those in a
No,
room?
Never.
Never,
My-
right? Never.
Think about the kids who
Never.
don't want to be there, that's dressed up in that shit. Like, yo, I'm not with this
Look at
shit.
this. Are you still showing it?
Like, yo, that's
No,
disgusting.
look at
I'm
him. He
really
was
glad the
capsulated by
camera
it.
is right in the line of sight, so I don't have to look at it.
oh, you
yeah.
gotta see all that.
Was this someone that was filming him for like?
coming. Captain D coming. Captain D coming.
Oh yeah.
He's going to Titanic after this.
Yo, that's that doodoo brown.
Oh my god! See, this is why we can't be in a round quake.
Listen, Irondequoit is really the shit. We're
Well-
everywhere. We're next to probably one of the greatest golfers of all time, Roy.
Jose Pio?
No,
Oh, Roy
McIlroy.
Okay, not me.
Roy
Gotcha.
McIlroy.
Oh yeah, his girlfriend, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
They didn't get married yet.
no, I think they're married.
Oh, maybe
They're married.
Yeah.
And
The guy that would refuse to go to live golf.
Golisano. married to one of the greatest
cares.
female
No one cares.
golf tennis players of all time.
Asian?
No, what's her face? Monica
I
Seles.
thought rich old white people
You're
love
talking
Asian girls.
about
Monica Seles.
Monica Seles.
Monica Seles is one of the greatest women's tennis players of all
He
time.
married her?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, bro.
and the Bills
Hell yeah.
and the Bills owner's daughter, big tennis player.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Buffalo Bills, New York team.
Hold on. You want to go there? Hold on.
New York, the only New York team we have.
You know
We're
the
not
Bills.
talking about that.
You know the Bills owner's wife is still like
Sick.
battling.
Yeah, still battling that COVID joint. Yeah, she's still hurt.
Well, no, not COVID joint.
The jab.
Well, hold on.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Real shit.
Just saying.
Bills fans. And they
Had to
forced
turn
the
dark
jab
right
on
there.
everybody else.
They sure did.
The only way you can get back
You
into
can
that
go
stand
into the
watch your
game.
Bills if you get the
You
jab.
motherfuckers, I got that jab. Just go see a Buffalo Bills game.
Couldn't hold out, huh?
Harden.
I couldn't cross the border for 3 years. We have a
Yeah.
cottage in Canada.
Mm.
And my father-in-law was like, you're not gonna
You're
not gonna go to the cottage?
Yeah,
Go-
you held out.
Mark,
Nah, bro, I'm gonna hold
it's
it
not
down.
that
Good for
easy.
you.
Yeah,
Good
you
for
have
you.
to. You have
Fuck
to.
Canada.
Burn it down.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. They're
Just
already
keep-
burning their own country
Just keep
down.
Toronto and Quebec. Everything else, who fucking cares? Maybe Vancouver.
Have you seen Super Troopers 2?
I've never seen it.
No.
No.
Have you seen
Never
Super
seen
Troopers
one.
1?
Yeah.
All right, so watch the second one. It's actually pretty funny.
I never watched
It's
the
not
first one.
bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna ask Austin. Is it worth watching the first one?
I'm
Super
sorry, you never
Troopers
seen the
1?
first
Yeah.
one?
Oh yeah,
No.
Super Troopers 1 is real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, no. You can't just watch Super Troopers 1 without like.
I'll have to watch two if
You gotta
Super
have
Troopers
like a
1
group
was
of
good.
men around you drinking.
No, that's gay.
No, it's not.
Nah, I'm not watching it. Like,
Listen,
if it's not in the movie theater,
look,
if we're not
Hold
going to go
I'll
see a
bring
movie,
drinks, you know, and we'll see.
Also bring up Bud Light seltzers.
Yo, nah, we done.
You've never
we've
seen
done-
Super Troopers?
Nah, bro, never seen it.
Holy God. That's top 3 favorite movie.
Who's
Actually,
in it?
I'm sorry, top 2 favorite movie.
Who's in it?
Broken Lizard.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Broken Lizard.
They're all. It's just this comedy troupe.
Broken Lizard. That's it.
Is this like one of those like?
Bro, don't ask
Is
anything.
it,
Just
is it
watch
one
the
of
movie.
is it one of those white people
This
movies?
is insane that you never
Is this
seen
like-
this movie.
Is this like the Color Purple for black people, like it is
Yes,
for white people?
yes.
Then that's why I haven't seen it.
Let's watch it tonight.
Okay.
There we go.
Austin, you seen Color Purple?
The Color Purple.
Yeah.
No,
There we go.
You know what?
There
So
you go. This is proving my point.
Yeah,
I'm a little
Austin,
too.
Austin, I've never seen
I'm
it
only
either.
1% Congo, according to my ancestry.com. So I don't think I'm allowed to watch that.
Might get him. You better invite him to your freaking party with the.
Oh yeah, I'm
international
coming
folks.
to Heritage Day.
Yeah,
I'm
you gotta
1%
come.
Congo.
You definitely gotta
I'm
come.
representing.
Definitely gotta come.
Oh man, Jen Herdone. Yeah, she's watch. You gotta. You enjoy the cannabis.
I do.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe you've never seen that movie.
I'm gonna partake as soon as the show's over.
All right, you gonna watch at my house?
That's gay.
Why is that gay?
That's gay,
How
bro.
is that gay?
That's gay. You're
Literally
gay.
gay.
First
you
of
got
all,
a dog.
first of all,
That's
I have
gay.
a-
I'll watch it
my
on
dog
my
is
own,
not gay.
and then I'll tell you that
My
yo,
dog
watch
is not gay.
How do you
If it,
know?
listen,
Lavelle.
if it's not, put it like this: if you're not having spaghetti and Aaron, there you go, Aaron.
Let's get Aaron
You
to
already
cook
know.
for us again.
If you watching Aaron, if that's not happening, like you know what I mean, and like
He came over to watch a football game. He would not come over to watch.
It's gay.
Lavelle, you can come over to my place. I got 2
Let's ask the
recliners right
people.
next to each other.
Is
We
it
can hold
gay?
hands.
Is it
watch
gay for
the
a man
movie.
to come over to watch a movie with another man
Gay.
and share popcorn and also have 2 straws
Gay.
in the same drink?
Gay, bro.
That's not gay.
That's
That's
not gay.
super gay.
That's not gay.
No,
No,
you
not at all.
you play little games for the popcorn in each
That's
other.
gay.
You know, it's,
Try to make it in each other's
Gay.
mouth.
exactly.
That's not gay.
It's not
Super gay,
at
bro.
all.
I'm gonna watch it by myself.
Oh,
Was
that's
it? No.
That's
Ah,
gay.
so gay.
First of all,
That's so gay.
what was borderline gay? What was borderline gay was us going to the whatchamacallit movie, right? Together. The
scary
Pope's
movie?
Exorcist, scary movie,
the
right?
scary movie?
But thankfully, Edna was there, so we, that just leveled out the playing field.
Well,
it was just
it was
We
a
tell
group
people, I used to tell people we are your girl's favorite threesome.
again,
But now we have 4 people, so it's not
super gay. But
Wait, how's it gay?
Going to the movies.
There's
is gay.
always-
there's a
there's always-
movie that's out, that's been out, and you want me to watch it, I watch it on my own time.
No,
just like if
dude,
it's a
just go put on
series.
some pajamas.
Nah, bro.
Come
If I tell you, yo,
we'll
you
drink
see
some
that?
milk.
You ever see that show Suits?
Yeah,
right. You ever see Suits? You ever
I
see
love
Suits?
No, I
Suits is a
haven't
great
seen
show.
I love Suits.
right?
No, come over. We'll watch it together. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's
watch it
gay.
together.
Yeah, no, come on. I
That's
got
super
a
gay.
pint of Ben and Jerry's. You know, we'll split it. You know, 2 spoons in the one
So
pint.
that's even gayer.
That sounds
Like, you can't
delectable.
get any
Yeah,
gayer.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, chubby hubby.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
With men, it's like, yo, check that show out, bro. Yo, check that movie
Yeah.
out. It's not low. Yo, you want to come through? I'll
Yo,
make some
come over.
popcorn.
Come over, watch
Yo,
it.
come
Watch a
through
movie
with
with
me,
me,
bro.
Right.
I'm gonna order some
movie,
pizza,
bro.
We gonna watch the movie. If
Yeah.
it's a
Stop
game,
being a
sporting
pussy.
event, there you go.
Football game.
That's
Right.
It's a
Don't
masculine
endorse
event.
this. Don't
But
endorse
here's
this.
the thing. With us
Yeah,
men,
it's not
we
good if
don't
you're
want to
watching
watch.
wrestling.
No, we don't want to watch a movie. We don't want to watch a game at our homeboy crib because that's giving away like home field advantage.
Nah, they're
Like
just
I need to
making things up
be
now at this point.
within my own like space and concentrate on the game by myself. I can't have you getting the edge because you're gonna get that.
I always
mojo.
had the edge. You know why? I'm a motherfucking man.
Oh, see, there you go.
Thank you, Jen. See, she says the prices are gay.
Movie prices.
Not on Tuesday.
Movies 10.
Nah, they
ain't got-
they
they don't do
they're
no
not
more.
the dollar theater
They're
anymore.
not
Oh,
that.
they're not.
They
Yeah.
stepped their game up. They
I don't go to
bougie
the
now.
movies much.
They bougie now.
I miss.
I don't go to Henrietta. That's way too ghetto for me.
I like the fact that you can bring a console and play on their screen though.
Oh
What?
yeah,
Just gave them a plug,
Rent
yeah.
out a yeah.
You can do
You
what?
can play video games on the movie screen.
What are you talking about?
And
At Movies 10.
You can rent out a movie screen
Mhm.
and, like,
And play video games on it?
Play your video game on that joint.
For real?
Yeah.
Actually, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, right.
Wait. Which
right.
movie do you play though? Or which game do you play?
I'm gonna play Mortal
I mean,
Kombat with my son.
I can't play Mortal Kombat. You gotta play
Ooh,
against
we gotta
Edna then.
Oh, she's a Mortal Kombat.
She's a killer.
Word?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'll bring my
She-
son. He's a
Yo.
Mortal Kombat player
Oh,
too. The new one's coming out in September.
yeah, Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Look, do I need to bring in Mortal Kombat? You know,
let's go. We can bring it in. That don't matter.
Yeah. Oh,
We get it in.
let's turn our
You hear
next
what I'm
episode
saying?
into a
This is
let's
like
play.
you hear this
I'm a
nerd shit?
Sub-Zero.
I'm not a
I'm a
gamer.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer either.
I don't get it, but
Scorpio guy.
hey,
Yeah,
It is
dude.
what it is.
All right,
Adults
next episode
playing
is gonna be a
video
let's
games.
play. We're all playing
Let's
Mortal
do
Kombat.
it.
Good.
Listen, man.
although I will say I am gonna get an 80s Pac-Man cabinet or Street Fighter or Track and Field or
Street Fighter. Don't even
one of those
Street
old
Fighter.
games.
Don't do Street
No.
Fighter.
for my game room.
The only game that's allowed to be played is Excite Bike.
I like it.
I don't remember the Excite Bike.
You deprived.
For the Nintendo.
Kid.
Yeah.
Last system
Hold
I
on,
had
what year were you
was
born? Hold on.
That game was super dope.
88.
You're young as fuck.
Yeah.
That's like your age.
I'm 92.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys
Yeah.
are the same freaking.
Same president.
That's why you're so liberal.
They're in the same president.
yeah.
That
President
was
liberal Satanist. Yep.
you were born Desert Storm. That was Desert Storm. You were
Yeah.
Desert Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were born the end of Georgia.
No, we watched Desert
No
Storm.
new
They were born
taxes.
in it.
Yeah, I was born in like the last couple months.
You were born.
HW.
You were born with. No, you were born with Clinton.
Clinton was inaugurated 3 months after I was born.
Yeah,
See,
you Clinton
Jenna-
years.
Jen and I have more and more in common.
There you go.
Jen
Jen
gonna
always
find
been
herself
dope.
a side man on this
I mean, my-
freaking podcast at this point.
No, don't get
no.
done that.
My
I'm
sister was
joking
born in
Nardo's husband.
79.
I'm joking Nardo's husband. It's a joke. Good lord.
But if you need a tent, no problem.
All day long.
You know what I want to do? I'm not joking about this. I want to throw a beer fest.
Do it.
Inshallah.
Oh, that'd be
Like
real
like
nice.
Broken Lizard.
At
or
drop-
something?
All the
at
bikers
Tropics.
of Rochester will be
Right.
down there.
I know. Well,
The Brotherhood.
they'd hold the peace.
No, they will. Okay. Okay. I worked at a couple bars. They gets it in too.
She said, "LBJ, what?"
Don don't care. Oh, shout out to Don.
You know what? I'm pretty sure our podcast is the #1 watched podcast for upside down pineapples.
Ooh, that's a big statement.
I'm pretty sure.
That's a bold statement right there.
He doesn't even know what
That's
that means.
Our audience?
No,
doesn't even know what that means.
Shit.
Oh.
Holy shit.
You might want to talk to your neighbor about that.
That's the gnomes in the front yard.
You never seen an upside down pineapple?
No,
Oh, that's weird.
that isn't swingers, is it?
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. That's why you're weird girl's favorite threesome. Us three, and then we get a guest on this.
And we have
Weird
more
at that
gays than female swingers.
We do have more gay people on
more
this.
gays on our show.
I'm surprised you accepted the invite. Lavelle told you what happens at the end of the show, right?
Yo, no,
I texted him an hour ago and asked him if we were wrapping up.
Yo, listen.
Well, you have to wrap up before, you know.
The wife asked, "Did you get caught in the threesome?
Are you done yet?"
Yeah.
Yo, oh my
All
gosh.
right, let's get this man back to his 2 daughters. Good Lord, you better freaking raise those women right, because there is a whole entire society out there that wants
wonderful young ladies. And he's also, well, I mean, not to break my man own news, he's finally on the board as creating a young man.
Oh yeah?
Oh, he's
one's coming?
Yeah, we're expecting a boy.
Good for you. We're
Nice. We need more of them.
We do.
we need more
God, we need more
procreating men, because we have way too many men that don't want to procreate.
No.
Gay.
To finish out the month, we
Yes.
are out. We
That's
are
fantastic.
out.
Congratulations.
Thank
It's
you, thank
over. What a way to end the
Are you
month.
gonna name him Lavelle?
No.
No, I don't
okay.
think that
All
name.
right. Well, that's weird.
It wouldn't match, because he'd be like, yo, my man, like,
Unless he comes out black.
no,
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 that still wouldn't match.
no.
Dang. Fine, go with Jose then.
It's gonna be Junior.
Congratulations on your first. You're not gonna go Junior, are you?
You gotta go.
Really?
Junior. You gotta go.
I think
Junior.
so.
Man, is that a thing? Is there a certain thing where people go Junior other than not going Junior?
This will be the first junior.
All right. See
I'm not a
there. Why
junior.
didn't your dad go Junior?
Well, we have the same.
Does
first
he not
name,
love you?
Different middle names.
Gotcha.
So
That doesn't count.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't count.
see, but this is what happens with black families, right? Because I'm a junior, but my dad's middle name is not my middle name, so I'm not technically a junior.
you're
So,
not-
you're
you're
just
not.
no, I'm
No.
not a junior. But
nor I.
what they told the folks is, yeah, he's a junior, bro. But they didn't follow the rules.
Was that your family name?
It's just man. Just they didn't have it. They didn't have a name for me. They just like, I don't know. Well, it's named after father because they thought it was gonna be a girl. It's a topic for another day.
Jenna Doan said ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
Right.
Like Rocky, ding, ding. Thank you so much for coming on
Yeah.
this podcast and for speaking up and being a man, a fucking man.
Have to.
All right, because we need more men that are out there willing to at least speak their minds once in a while. And you're able to come on here and hold your own. That's fantastic. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's an
Thank you
honor.
for coming
Thanks for
on.
having me.
Very nice to meet you. Austin, hit that funky music.
Yay, man.
There's.